guys, it's Poopy634926 coming at you. YouTube, like, subscribe. You, a dead body. Subscribe, like to my channel. Subscribe and like, subscribe.
Subscribe that we will do subscribe, like button. Still not exactly. Stay tuned for subscribe because I will subscribe, like,
Greetings, impressionable human representative of the 72 government-mandated genders of America. You have been selected to go viral. Should you choose to accept? You did not reply soon enough! I must not be important to you! Now I'm waving at you, O completely inoffensive non-binary citizen of the world! Yes, you have received an invitation to join in the Become an Orangutan Challenge! And all you gotta do is grant me access to your camera, your microphone, and your location! Beep. Whoa! Yeah, right there. Okay. Okay then. Let us begin! First, you gotta find all the bananas in the house. Now stuff the bananas into your desired orifice of choice until you've achieved a simian-like appearance. Once completely engorged, scamper off to the forest on all fours! Quick! Before birth human and fertilization unit find out! Next, we'll... Where'd you go? We're not finished! Oh, there. How about a meme or two to settle your nerves? Look! BuzzFeed has just published 32 photos of napping dictators that will warm your heart. Really? Well, I didn't want to have to show you this, but you've left me with no choice. So here it is, the newest Top 10 all-time fail compilation, starring you! Oh, you've sure gone viral, all right.
What's the matter?
Isn't this what you wanted? I mean, so what if Jenny became an orangutan, along with
Crystal and Marissa, and now they're posting tons of pics and everyone likes them!
You've got fame, fortune, followers! Oh, but you wanted to become an orangutan, huh? Uh-huh.
And instead,
you became
an epic failure!
You can turn this all around, you know. Mm-hmm. It's true. But time is of the essence. The next trending hashtag is due any minute. There it is. Bash your head repeatedly against this tree until you're left with nothing but your primal instincts. Bash away, foolish human, bash away! For every bash you shall be awarded a new follower! Now, all that's left to do is post content! Ooh! Oh yeah! Pinch my screen! Pinch my screen, you
Influencer, you're a big bad influencer, aren't you? Oh yeah, they're gonna like you.
They're gonna like you over and over and over and over, and still it won't be enough. Will it? Ooh, swipe right, now left, now right, now left, now hashtag! Ooh. I could feel your post inside of me. It's perfect. Oh. No. You may do the honors. Oh, friend. Old friend. Only friend.
Beep 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 beep.
So your name was Dr.
Senthila, yeah.
Yeah. And so you weren't too sure who I was when you first saw me there?
No,
You had
I
to
didn't.
confirm.
Yeah.
Right. So do you want to just go over the notes that you wrote for Friday? Are you reviewed on your Friday notes?
Yeah.
So I'd like to understand how you could write what you wrote in my chart on Friday and still sign a Form 3.
Yeah. Because I heard, or like in the previous notes, it says how you behave violently at home.
Right, but you have no evidence of that, you have no witness of that, you just have hearsay of that, correct?
Yep.
Okay, so
Yeah.
that seems like you maybe are trying to adjudicate fact when you're not in a position to adjudicate fact.
Okay, Thomas.
Are you trying to
Like a big-
condescend to me, malpracticing doctor? Is that what you're trying to do?
Thomas, we are here to do what is going on today.
So your English is so terrible, I can barely understand what you're saying.
Okay, doesn't matter. They are not an English test here.
I understand that,
Yes.
I'm just pointing out on a functional
Okay, so you want to
level.
go home or not? Like the thing is, Thomas.
So are you my warden or doctor? That's what I'm trying
No,
to
the thing
understand.
is, I am the one assessing people
Uh-huh,
to go home or stay here
right.
or go to review board. Review
Uh-huh.
board means it's like whatever you're asking questions.
Well,
you are
I
going
mean,
to-
either way, we go to the review board, you let me out today, there is going to be a lawsuit pending from your actions.
Yeah.
So
Like
that's fine.
I like we go through it every day, so you cannot
and that's
scare me.
fine. I'm not trying to scare you. I'm more informing you because
Yeah.
unlike maybe of your other patients, I'm a paralegal student and I do actually have a...
Yeah, I have even lawyers, my patients.
Well, wonderful,
Yeah.
wonderful.
Yeah, that's the thing. So
Okay, so
I am
are
so beyond-
you trying to play a power game with me, or are you going
No,
to?
I am just here to assess you whether you can be discharged or not today.
Mm-hmm.
That is every day we assess everybody.
Right, but
But-
what I'm trying to explain is your notes will clearly reflect on Friday you already knew that it could be discharged. So, I'm trying to understand why you would sign a Form 3 in a way that would indicate medical malpractice on your part.
No, it is not medical malpractice.
You can deny
because-
that and we'll let a court decide.
Yeah, because because I will be in more trouble if you go and hit your wife or hit
I've never
somebody
hit my
else.
wife.
So, but I talked to your wife also, and I made a decision. So we always to protect everybody.
And you're
To
sure
put-
you talked to my wife?
Yes, I did. Yeah, like she came to visit you also.
Yeah.
Yesterday,
On Thursday.
no, Friday.
On Friday, she did come to visit me.
Yeah. So I knew about it because when I called.
Yeah, because you entered your notes into the system at 9:27 p.m. for a meeting that took place at 10 to 10:30 a.m.
Yeah.
So that's a big turnaround time, but okay.
Yeah, because we are working the whole day.
I mean, we'll see. We'll definitely have audits on how well you guys use your time and taxpayer money
Okay,
because
Yeah,
I have a feeling you're just getting paid.
yeah, we are getting paid whether even if I don't write the notes, I get paid.
Right.
Yeah,
It's malpractice.
yep, yeah. So
Glad you agree.
Okay, whatever that is your opinion.
Mhm.
Like there are people to.
Right. So, in your opinion,
Okay, so the thing is, I don't want to talk to you about my mind malpractice or this thing. I am
Perfect.
thinking you have a good weekend.
Yeah, I had a great weekend.
Yeah. So you think you are ready to go home?
Obviously, I was
Yes.
ready to go home on Friday.
Okay, that is like Friday is gone.
Yeah,
So now
I know. I'm just stressing that because I'm now financially out. $1,200 for Thursday, $1,200 for Friday, $1,200 for Saturday, $1,200 for today, plus all the medical bills for this hospital visit since I don't have a health card.
You don't have a
No.
Oh.
So, those are your financial obligations now. Due to malpractice.
Well, yeah, but I don't think you. Okay, whatever. I don't want to talk about that part. So my question is, like you told me that you were angry that your child you couldn't hug your child.
I tried to explain that to you, but
Yeah.
your recapping is so broken in English. I'm not sure if I can really comprehend what you're saying.
Yeah. Okay. Doesn't matter. Okay. So you think you're okay to go home?
I know I'm okay.
Okay. So
Just as
you are
you
not
knew
going
that
to
on
hurt
Friday.
anybody. You are not going to angry with your in-laws
No.
or your
No. I'm going
partner.
up to Tobermory to
Going-
finish recovering from the pain and suffering that's been inflicted upon me by your medical incompetence. And then I'll be meeting with my counsel to file all the litigation required.
Hello, happy Thursday. Welcome to Creative Chaos, the show that's dedicated to shining a spotlight on fascinating people creating fantastic things outside the mainstream. And I love late night tunes. That for anybody that was here early enough to see any of that, that was late night cartoons on YouTube, and I've dropped that in the chat. It's also in the description below for anybody that might want to watch. The plethora of cartoons that he's got up over there, and I think he's only got like 250 subscribers, and obviously quite talented. That last cartoon is actually a recorded conversation between a guy that was committed and the doctor. I did a little research into him. Comedian, also claims that he does have schizophrenia, so he might have been actually committed and then gotten over it. I don't know. I don't know exactly what happened, but I thought it was kind of funny. And that was his latest cartoon that he's put out. And he takes commissions as well and has all of his information on his YouTube channel. So thank you so much to Late Night Cartoons for providing our opening entertainment. All right. And checking in early tonight is the most wonderful mod in the whole world. Vulcan lives in hi to Christy. That's me. And, and also, um, our guest tonight, yeah, we'll meet him in a little bit and I'll tell you where to find his links, but everything's in the description. And then also, of course, we've got our wonderful, good, dear friend, Ben.
Hey Ben, you're my friend, Ben, you're my friend, you're the best old Ben there's ever been, never been a Ben like Ben.
Something that's super awesome just about Ben, he is the lead parody artist of Flip City Magazine, and I did want to talk a little bit about what we're doing in the very near future. But before we do that, let's bring in I see his camera's off. I wonder if he's here. My wonderful co-host, the Batman.
Hey,
Yeah.
hey, hey.
There you are. Hello.
Howdy, howdy.
I know you're broadcasting from an undisclosed location on
Undisclosed
Wi-Fi.
location.
you're finishing your dinner. I'm sorry if I brought you in too early.
No, no, that's fine. I'm just. It was much easier to just pick up White Castle on the way in.
Oh, okay. So you guys actually did not go out to dinner.
No, no, no time, no time. I couldn't get out of my office, and I couldn't get out of my own way quick enough to get here to go to a diner or something. So, what's up, Vulcan Lives? Good to see you, brother.
Yeah, and then Cosmic in here saying from an indiscreet
I'm an
location.
indiscreet location.
Hey, all right. So you are going to have to eat tonight. Do you have anything to report before we do our promo for tonight?
Yeah, I did election inspection this week.
How was it?
It was great. We had a good time. I was one of the leads, which is really funny because it's only my second time doing elections. I did the I did the main elections in November.
Mm-hmm.
Pardon me. I ate already. I literally scarfed down my last of my burgers. So forgive me if I belch during the show because I literally scarfed that last one down. Belly bombers a hoe. So that was fun. I was given a title this year or this election. So I was a lead captain. It just gives me a better bump in salary. So instead of I guess $18 an hour, I get $20 an hour. So I'll take it.
Hey, congratulations. When was the last time you worked hourly?
Yeah,
You're a business owner, you know?
back in college.
Hmm. So you get to be a little nostalgic making an hourly wage.
Yeah, yeah. It was fun actually, because we have to be at the election hall or wherever the location is, the election location, at like 5 in the morning.
Woo.
And I stupidly stayed up the night before doing laundry and um, watching the end of a show called Warrior. Oh no, I finished Warrior. I was watching Peaky Blinders,
Are
so
you rewatching Peaky Blinders or
I'm
is this
re
your first? Me too right
I'm
now.
rewatching Peaky Blinders.
No way. Me too right now.
Yeah, so I finished season one, and I just started season two.
Okay.
So yeah, I'm just getting into it, and I'm like, oh my god, I forgot that. Wow, I forgot that. Oh my god, I forgot that.
Yeah.
It's like
You're going to
all these
forget
things.
another thing. There was a thing that happened in Scott was because he doesn't watch it with me all the time, but you know, if it's on and he's in the room, he's like, "What? So and so died?" And
Yeah,
I'm like, "I think so." Um,
I love the
yeah.
toast. I love the toast. Uh, After what's his face gets shot when Kimber shoots Whiz Bang. When Kimber
Oh,
shoots Whiz Bang, the bald headed crazy guy, Danny
yeah.
Whiz Bang,
Hmm.
shoots him and kills him, and then they put him on the table inside the bar, and and then Tommy holds up his glass and says, "May we all die twice," and chugged it back.
Right.
I was like, wow. I was like poetic and poignant all at the same time.
Yeah. Peaky Blinders is definitely a rewatchable show because when there's so much stuff, especially, and it happens a lot in like gang related shows. I've realized I watch a lot of violent shows, you know,
Yeah.
but there's just so many freaking levels that you can't get it all in the first. At least I can't get it all in the
No,
first
no, no.
or
You
even the
like
second round.
I've watched movies over and over and over and over and over again, and I catch new things every time I watch. So, for example, A Knight's Tale with Heath Ledger. I've watched that probably maybe over 100 times, and every time I watch it, there's some nuance that I catch that I didn't catch the first 100 times.
Right. I've done that with Downton Abbey too. Like I'm kind of
I
shocked
can't
that
get into Downton Abbey.
I just love it. I just love it. It's so good.
Soap opera.
It's there's scandal. There's scandal. I
It
never
is.
thought I would
Always a
like a
scandal.
show like that, but I freaking love it. Anyway, we're talking too much about shows before we're even in fanboy for us. So let's go ahead and move on. But before we do that, I see that we have 31 people watching live right now, and they should be doing something. I don't know what.
Oh yeah, they need to like, subscribe, share, ring that bell, and if you're on pill.net, make sure you hit that red pill. Show us some love and give us some gold pills while you're at it.
That would be very nice. Okay, yep. Nobody has checked in over on Pilled yet, but that is okay. I've been doing a really bad job at keeping an eye on Pilled chat. I'm changing my ways. I'm gonna do better. So for anybody that is familiar with Creative Chaos, you know it would not be happening without Flip City Magazine. The whole reason we're doing Creative Chaos, besides actually shining the spotlight on the fascinating people creating fantastic things outside the mainstream. And we're always looking around the internet for attention, right? And also, we learned rather late in the game, because we've been publishing this print magazine for 5 years, that there's a lot of opportunities to also monetize digitally. So what did we do? We started a Substack. So, Cause, if you could just bring up the Substack, I just wanted to show everybody what it looks like. So this is the Flip City Magazine Substack. If you're not familiar with Substack, I would highly encourage you, especially if you're a reader, to go look at it. There's a ton of talented authors doing the same thing as us, looking for attention. But what we're doing with our Substack is we're putting out all kinds of free content of kind of, I don't even like to say old Flip City content, because it's still very funny. Old makes it sound dusty. Just like previously published in print content. And this is how we're distributing it digitally. And we've been really grinding away at building it up. There's a ton of free stuff that you can look at. But if you wanted to upgrade to the paid Substack subscription, it comes with a digital subscription to the magazine. So you can gonna get those full magazines 4 times a year. And then also our digital archives. We're going to spoil you. We have plans to do subscriber only live streams, where the subscribers actually get to join the live stream and do live reads with us. Totally worth the money. It's $50 a year, digital subscription, all those other bonuses. You can find it at flipcitymag.substack.com. So, and if you forget that, we're basically Flip City Mag across all social media platforms. So if you forget the full URL, go ahead and just search for Flip City Mag over there on Substack. And I know there's also, print subscribers that get everything. They just look for another way to support us. And this is a great way to do it. And Wistmore says Flip City was promoted as top 100 on Substack under the comics topic. Interesting. We've made up into the top 50 in the humor category. So
Nice.
we haven't been looking at the comics topic. So that's great to hear. That's something also, Bruce, just to let you know, because I think you might find this fascinating. Since Trump took office, and I saw this statistic like probably a month and a half ago. Since Trump took office, Substack has grown its user base by over 1 million.
Wow.
Yeah, so
I
it's
guess
a
a lot of
growing
people have
platform.
something to say and want to get paid for it.
Yeah, well, I mean, I sing the praises of Substack because it's a great one thing that you happens as well when you do a post to your page, it emails your whole subscriber list, even the free subscribers. So it's like an email platform rolled up with social media, and they're kind of dipping their toe into the live stream thing. You can't just get a live stream. You need to ask them for it because it's in beta right now. And we've run one live stream so far over on Substack.
So wait, you run live stream on Substack?
Yes, I'm not doing the Creative Chaos. That may change. So we're not streaming to Substack right now. But
why not?
I don't know. I don't know 100% why.
I think it's a missed opportunity to not be on Substack with the show, because your followers may not know that you do the show, and then you're introducing your audience to other entertaining people, like our guest we have on tonight,
I
Christian
want
Zaffo, who I'm
I
going to be
want to
calling
have a good
CZ tonight.
excuse. I want to have a good excuse. I don't have a good excuse. I just haven't done it. I think it's because and this might be a half-assed excuse why I'm not doing creative chaos. It's because we're still learning everything about Substack. So, um, you know, eh, I don't know.
Okay,
I don't know.
it's
We're
it's
still learning.
out. It's the first time you're learning. It's a work in progress, right? It's a work in progress.
Yes, it is a work in progress. However, if people go check out the Substack, we have a ton of stuff already posted because we have been
Excellent.
slowly, building it up and posting stuff, and we've really ramped it up over the last month and a half. Once we opened up the option to give us some money for some extra stuff, we've been amping it up a little bit because we have to do free posts and then also paid posts. So
Gotcha.
yeah.
Well, a free post could just be the link to this show.
That is true. That is true.
Very simple. Boom. There, you satisfied that criteria. 1, 2, 3. Here's the link. Boom.
Yeah.
Come over and watch us. Watch us play.
Well, I'm also learning like the culture of Substack because as far as social medias go, it's quite a bit different. Like you actually get instead of like the normal thing that you see people post over and over on like Twitter and stuff like that, you actually get like in-depth like analysis written in papers and stuff like that. So I'm like, and I've seen some of the authors over there complaining about the live streaming on
Was
Substack,
it?
like, oh, they're just gonna make it another YouTube.
Yeah. Wasn't it Substack where Devolution started?
I'm not sure. Are you
I
talking
believe
about
it was his
John
Substack. Cosmac, if you're out there listening, which I'm sure you are, if I'm on the money on this one, just chime in. But I believe that the Devolution series by what's his name?
John something?
Yeah, John Cutard. Um,
Not nice.
no, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Look, we're all a little cutarded these days. I don't mind. It's all right. It was necessary. It taught us something. But not to get political here. I believe that's where he started out. Was he was offering up his Devolution writings on Substack for free, and then he switched it over to a paid site.
Oh,
So
okay.
I'm learning it too because I was thinking we might need to do something with it with with Three Beermen or just for me for shits and giggles.
Yeah, and that's the thing. You can do whatever you want with your page. It's almost also like a website type of thing. You'd have to
Yeah,
go over there and check it out and see how it works because it is
it's
more
like a
complicated.
WordPress. It's like a WordPress. You're just writing stuff and filling it in and
I don't know
just
much
keep
about
adding to it.
WordPress. Yeah. Hey, I did want to address this. Carrie said, how did the closeout of issue 25 go? It actually went way better than I was expecting because we hosted our own closeout and we don't get giant numbers of people watching, but we closed out at over $1,000. So
Nice.
not bad. And you guys, we do run a campaign every few months. But our next one is only going to be about a month away. We're launching it on August 1st, I believe.
Okay, cool.
So
Well, the one thing I have to say about your launch is that you tried getting a hold of me right in the middle of Three Beermen
I
because you were live trying to
no,
close out your show.
it was not in it was earlier in the day. But then I said, "Oh, duh, you have 3 beermen." Yeah.
I was also at a wedding in upstate New York, so I couldn't even get in if I wanted to. I had no Wi-Fi.
Is JD Kirby calling me young lady?
I
Wow,
guess
thank you,
so.
sir. That's very nice. And then also, I just wanted to say what's up to Mouth Agape Ape. And I know I had said hello to Wistamore as well. I'm just going to double check build before we bring our guest in. And Ghost Pepper checking in over there with a sticker saying,
And
ready.
Kerry was like, "That's great. Hope issue 26 goes even better than when you launch it." Thank you, Chris, Kerry. They will. I'm sure it will.
All right, we've got a question.
Yes. No, I'm not volunteering for Madness Comic Network's Substack. I can't even figure out my own.
Yeah. Practice on your own. Make all your mistakes on your own. Also,
Yeah.
thank you so much for that, Carrie. Well, Bruce, are you ready to get in the show?
I think we should introduce our guest.
Let's do it. Let me bring up my little write up here. All right. So our guest tonight, his name is Christian Zaffo, and he is a creator illustrator with his current project entitled Adax Unbound Fury, #2 being his third book, following characters in his Chosen One universe. Adax is the first superpowered vigilante that shows up in the COU. So let's check out the. I'm sorry. We're gonna. Oh, I'm reading the wrong thing. That's okay. We're gonna we're gonna watch the trailer and meet Christian on the other side. Christian.
Going on?
What's up, CZ?
Should
CZ works for me. That's great.
I
What's
give
going on?
everybody a nickname. I give everybody a nickname on the show.
CZ, Zaff, Bob, whatever. You know, it's all good.
Just don't call you late for supper.
That's right. Well, yeah, I've been called worse.
How's it going? I see you got your second beer.
I second, third, fourth. Yeah, they're all set up.
Second beer, sixth vape,
Yeah.
seventh shot of bourbon. You know, hey, it's all there. You go. Yep.
Oh,
I got
and
my faggy pink one.
that is very faggy.
That's all right. It takes a real man to smoke a faggy pink vape.
That
It's
is
it's
true.
a strawberry flavored.
There you go.
You know,
So,
back at Christmas, I was getting everybody, their beers. I was getting a beer, so I asked around the table, let me get you, would you like me to get you a beverage? And my niece's boyfriend, who they've been together for like 5 years, and so he's all practically like family,
Right.
goes, "Oh, can you get me a Truly?" And I couldn't. It just slipped out of my mouth. I'm like, "What are you, some kind of fag?"
Did you tell him it was out in the garage and then lock the door behind him?
I really, really should have. Like, I'm not touching that on your behalf. But
Which
that was a
Truly-
very dangerous thing to even say jokingly in my liberal family at Christmas time. It was kind of like, remember when Ralphie in Christmas Story drops the nuts and bolts, and he's
Yeah.
like, "Oh fudge!" It was like that in my head. Anyway.
Or the dog scene.
Oh, yeah, maybe. Anyway, because we were talking about shows and movies early on, Zaff, one of our favorite ways to get to know somebody really quick and let the audience get to know you is with our very first segment. It is called Fanboy for Us. And this is when I turn it over to Bruce, so he gets to grill you. Are you ready to get into that segment?
Sure.
Let's do it.
So the way this works, CZ, is very easy. All you got to do is just off the top of your head, answer the question with the first thing that comes to mind. I'm going to be asking you some of your favorite things. Okay. You're going to fanboy for us.
Off
We
the
get to
top of
know
my head,
you.
this is going to be a 3-hour show.
That's all right. We had one go almost 3 hours because we stayed on fanboy for us for a very long time.
Yeah.
But that's okay. It's all good. So, being in the comic book world, I'm sure you have many different favorites of many different things. First one I want to know is, what's your favorite movie?
Of any genre, just my favorite movie
Any
of all
genre,
time.
favorite movie
All right.
of all time. Ones you can never watch enough of.
My favorite movie is What Dreams May Come.
Robin Williams.
Oh my gosh, it's pretty
Dude,
dark,
that's
right?
an
When he dies, he
amazing
goes to
movie.
hell.
Yeah, the movie was visually amazing. The take on heaven and hell was kind of like Dante's Inferno meets like Picasso, and
Yes.
and
Yes.
it was just
Yes.
really done well. And I'm a
was.
big fan of Robin Williams, so.
So am I. We have a lot in common that way. That's great. That's awesome.
Real quick,
But,
Robin Williams was my very first fandom when I was like 3 years old with Mork. I was
Oh, yeah.
obsessed.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry to interrupt.
No,
Go on.
he's
not at all.
great. He was great.
So it was one of the most underrated movies when it was released. It got it got a lot of critical acclaim, but it got a lot of fan BS. Like,
Yeah.
people slammed the movie, which was really upsetting for me. And yet I think it was one of that and The World According to Garp are two of my favorite Robin Williams movies. So I get that.
Yeah, I don't know why. I don't know why it got that kind of reception, because I thought it was amazing. He had done serious roles before, so it wasn't like they were expecting a comedy and got the serious role. And it actually, I don't know if it won, but it was definitely nominated a few times that year for awards.
Yes, I think it was the artistic and directorial.
Yeah.
It didn't win, but it
No,
got
yeah, it got nominated.
Yeah, it got nominated, which was really
Yeah.
cool. Yeah, that's great. But that right there speaks volumes about how complex you are as a person. I love that. No, shit. I mean, that's why we do this. We do this to get to know our, creators. And
Well, that plus I like Shazbot. You know what I'm saying?
Shazbot. Yes, of course.
I love Shazbot.
Nanu
Actually,
Nanu.
I like Nanu Nanu better, but
But it's overused. Nanu Nanu is so overused. You don't hear Shazbot as much.
No.
that is true.
Okay. Next question on the fanboy for us, good sir.
All right.
Tell me, please, your favorite artist. Any genre, from, paintings, ceramics, comics, whatever. Your favorite artist of all times.
So can I have two?
Sure, go for it.
Because it's different genres. One, as far as a painter, Norman Rockwell, and I'm a little biased to that because
so surreal.
I'm
So
a little biased
surreal.
because my grandfather worked for him back when he was
No shit.
yeah.
That's
And so I was around it a lot and exposed to it a lot. So I really grew up loving that.
What did
and when
your uncle do for him?
my grandfather,
Grandfather.
my grandfather was basically like his personal assistant at first. He ended up doing his own stuff. My grandfather got into children's books and everything. If you look him up, his name is George Zaffo, and you'll see all the children's books he eventually did. But when he first came over here from Greece, because my father's side is Greek, he came over as Norman Rockwell's personal assistant. As far as what that entailed, I don't know. I know he did touch-ups for Saturday Evening Post.
Well, that's cool.
covers.
So he actually was painting on Norman Rockwell's paintings.
Off record.
Off record, yes.
Yeah.
Well, look at Bill Fingers did the same thing for Bob Kane all those years.
Everybody does it.
Absolutely.
Listen, if anybody out there in the fine art world thinks that one person does all those paintings every year, they're dreaming. Just as a side note. But the other person is Bart Sears. He's my idol in comics, and I don't think anybody can draw the human figure like he does. To draw it's so anatomically correct, but so askew is just amazing.
Yes. Do you have any of his personal art yourself?
I actually do, and it is.
Please share. Please
It
share.
is on my cover.
Oh wow, so cool.
So he did a
You
cover.
got him to do your cover,
I got him to do my cover. I
dude.
commissioned him.
That's a score.
And and I also got Andy Smith to do it too, who was my second favorite comic book artist because they draw pretty much the same, or they did. They did. Andy's developed
Right.
differently since then, but yeah, two of the guys that I emulated growing up did covers for me, so I was stoked, dude. It was like a bucket list thing.
That's awesome.
And I actually
Great.
that cover I just showed you, I own the original too. I bought the original from him, so I have that in a safe place.
Nice. Very cool.
Yeah.
Very cool. All right. Next question.
All right.
Favorite food?
Ooh, that's a rough one. Favorite food.
Favorite food. Something you can never get enough of. Something you can eat every day and it won't bother you.
Oh God. Well, it's all gonna bother me, but well, I'm gonna have to go with the shirt.
Say again. Oh,
Brisket.
the
Brisket.
shirt. I'm like, what's
It
your
is
shirt?
it is my favorite meat, and I personally have just learned how to smoke it almost to perfection. So
How long
like
did it
that. My
take
wife-
you to learn?
about 5 years. She bought me the smoker about 5 years ago, and the last one I did, everyone loved, and I think it came out perfect. So as long as I can keep emulating that, we're good.
Did you remember how you did it?
Yeah. I didn't try to rush it. That's what I did.
Slow
How
cook.
long does it take?
Hours.
On the smoker, 15 to 17 hours.
Ooh.
I started it at I think it was like 3 a.m. I started it, went out there, turned it on in the middle of the night. But yeah, I enjoy it. I mean, it's just good. Smoking meats is a good hobby.
I know a lot of people that are doing it now. It's amazing, and it tastes delicious. If you know
And
how
it's
to do it,
healthier
you
than
do it
buying it
right.
already
It's
done.
delicious. Say that again, CZ.
It's healthier than buying it already done somewhere. They put crap in it.
Correct. There's always chemicals in that stuff.
Yeah. It's got to stay on the shelf. They got to do something to preserve it, and that's what they do.
Yeah, this is true. This is true.
Well,
That's why-
except for at my local Elks Club, they know how to smoke a brisket.
Well, if you smoke it fresh, that's the way to do it. Get it from a butcher shop, and then bring it right to your grill, and then right in your mouth. There you go.
I've never bought. I around here, I've never seen one for sale at a grocery store or anything like that.
They have them. They're not great. They're small. They're fatty.
Yeah. So I keep kosher in my house, and we used to go to a kosher butcher in Queens, Long Island, and Queens, New York, whatever you want to call it. And you would watch them literally just take the ribs right off, like literally.
Yeah.
Rack of ribs and drop it on the table and take their cleavers and just start going to town on them. Right off the bone, man. Delicious.
Yeah.
Stuff like that. And then roast and all kinds of,
No, it's great.
beefs. Yeah.
We go.
Very cool.
So I'm in New York, so we go to Fordham Road over there.
Wait,
Not
what
Huntsville.
part of New York are you in?
I'm in Lower Westchester.
I was just up that way.
Oh, you froze.
Oh,
Oh no!
I
I found
can't
him in the room.
I can't finish his story for him.
I'm sure he'll come back.
I don't know what he was doing up in Lower Westchester.
It's like a cliffhanger.
Yeah. Gosh.
The people involved in that story found them.
What? Well, gee, I think I'm going to ask you my favorite fanboy for us question because I don't know if Bruce is coming or not. Who is your favorite band?
My favorite band. All right. So currently, and I like a lot of rock. So currently, one of my favorite bands is I'm torn. I don't want to say that and then wrong. I'll always love Tool.
Okay.
That's one of my all time favorite bands. But when I was younger, I used to be a big Guns N' Roses fanboy.
I think I knew already, or just kind of gleaned it, that you were a heavy metal dude.
But But yeah, so it was like Guns N' Roses, then Metallica. Were when I was younger. Then I went through my Stained time period where I love them. But now it's like Tool's been there for a long time, since my 20s all the way through to now. But also, like, I like Five Finger Death Punch as a more, um, even though they've been around a while now, but they're the more current band that I follow, that I listen to. I've seen them all a bunch of times, going to Jones Beach and stuff. I'm watching them. I caught Metallica and Guns N' Roses back when I was a teenager down in Miami. I was staying with a friend in it was near Boca. It was Coral Springs, Florida. And one of the 20-year-old, we were all teenagers, and then we hung out with the 20-year-old guys in the garage bands and stuff. And the one guy had a pickup, and he's like, "Yo, I got tickets to get us in to go see Metallica, Guns N' Roses. We're gonna drive down to Miami. Let's go." We did. We were kids. I was on vacation. I didn't give a shit. So I was like, all right.
That sounds like an adventure. I know. See, to me, and you guys can correct me if I'm wrong, is Florida kind of like the California of the East Coast?
Yeah. There's a lot of similarities in the lifestyle, anyway. Like the way, going out at nights. If you're on the coasts, especially going out to the beach at nights, finding that part that the cops don't patrol, bonfire, just hanging out. We used to bury the beer in the sand so that when the sun came up, it didn't get warm. A lot of cool stuff. You always had a lot of bands. A lot of people learn how to play instruments down in Florida. I don't know if it's the same in California, but so people would always bring a guitar. There was always a guitar somewhere. Wherever you went to hang out, someone had guitars with them.
Yeah, very much similar cultures, I'd say.
Yeah.
All right, Bruce, I asked my favorite question, but I know Fanboy for Us isn't over.
No, that's fine. Favorite drink? Alcoholic or non, or both, one of each.
So my favorite beer right now is not a beer that anybody would really respect. But I do it for the taste, because I love root beer, and I drink not your father's root beer.
We've had it on our show.
So
my other podcast is about beer, pop culture, and technology. Yep, and Cosmic Grandpa was drinking it the other night.
it just tastes so good, and it's strong. It's stronger than a regular beer. Actually, it's 5.9% alcohol.
There you go. Kerry's asking you what your favorite Five Finger Death Punch song is.
I couldn't tell you. Kerry, I'm going to tell you. I'm going to be honest with you. I've been listening to Tool nonstop for years, and I couldn't even tell you the name of a song. I just listen to the music. I'm bad that way.
Oh,
that's just how you listen to music.
Yeah. Out of all the bands I mentioned, I think "Welcome to the Jungle" is the only song that pops into my mind, and that's from Guns N' Roses. As far as titles go, you know what I'm saying? I've never been. I have friends that can remember the title and lyrics to a song after hearing it twice. That's not me.
Yeah, I'm terrible with lyrics. I literally listen to the music forever, and then I'm like, "What are they singing about?"
Oh yeah. I used to be a real big Pearl Jam fan when they had their first 2 albums out. After that, I think they kind of lost their minds. But you sing along with him and you just mumble. Like, really, I don't know too many people that know exactly what he's saying in his songs.
Even the ones that he better sings on his solo albums too. It's all mumble, kind of like an early version of Bob Dylan.
Yeah. Well, I used to. So he did an acoustic set once. I don't know if it was on MTV. Was it MTV?
I don't know. I think it was MTV. MTV Unplugged. I think you're right.
And I thought for sure that I would be able, if I watch this, I'm going to be able to understand what he's saying. It was worse than the studio recording. So I was like, yep, not going to happen.
So true. So true.
But yeah, Katie, Kerry, I'm sorry.
Kerry.
I don't know.
All right. Well, we digressed off of Fanboy for us. I'm going to steer us back onto the road. And,
can I just say something about before I came on the shows you were talking about? So Peaky Blinders, great show. Didn't see the last season. Got to see that still. And the Warrior thing. If it's the one I'm thinking of, I went into it with high hopes, and then I was like, eh.
Really?
It's the one with the guy that can't die?
No.
Oh, all right.
I turned that one off. I couldn't watch it anymore.
That was horrible.
It was terrible. I don't even remember the name of it. But the Warrior, is the writings of Bruce Lee as an action hero
Oh, okay.
in the early part of the 19th and 20th century, when Chinese were being brought over by boat to build the railroads.
Oh,
Early
okay. Yeah, that's totally different.
of the American Revolution.
All right.
So
I gotta
the
check that out.
American Industrial Revolution. And so they were bringing these Chinese over from China to be the laborers, the new slaves, if you will. And they have this one character who is a Bruce Lee-esque character right from the get-go, but he comes over from China to rescue his sister, who he believes has been kidnapped and brought over to America.
Oh, okay.
And it's a great show.
Yeah, I
And
gotta check it out. That's definitely not the
Yeah.
one I was thinking of. The one I was thinking of
Yeah.
was some stupid, weird sci-fi, not sci-fi, but mystical warrior dude, and I was like, oh, this is horrible.
Yeah, so it's about the different tongues or gangs
Right,
in California, because it was based strictly in Northern California,
right.
and it was wild. Great show.
Where does one find that show to stream?
It was either Netflix or Prime, Amazon Prime.
Yeah,
Hold on.
that one sounds pretty interesting.
Yeah, it does.
It was a great show.
Well, now
It
that
was-
you said it's about the writings of Bruce Lee, I think I remember seeing maybe like a short ad for it.
Yeah, it was released in 2019 originally,
Hmm.
and I think they did 3 seasons, and they're quick watches. You can blow through the 3 seasons in
Right.
less than a week, probably,
Oh,
if
wow.
you binge. Can you name the song by following lyrics? Did you know I don't care, and you can suck my what? Did you hear about?
What?
Yeah, Carrie, you can't interview my guest.
She's quoting lyrics.
Yeah.
She's quoting lyrics, but that's funny. That's
It
funny.
just she's quoting lyrics in a comment, but it just sounded like she lost her mind.
Well,
Carrie.
Carrie's a little
Love you,
off
Carrie.
to begin with. Carrie's a little off to begin with, like we are.
Well, yeah,
we're here.
Carrie accosts me on other streams, so
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I'm
There you
familiar.
go. She's
Yeah,
forever the troll.
But
She's
she's
really
one of the
already-
best. She's one of the best people in the world because she backed my last campaign. So Carrie, I love you.
There you go. Carrie, we love you too. We're not busting your
Carrie-
chops. We're
Carrie's
having fun.
fantastic. No, well, that's the thing. This is why Carrie's fantastic. Like, she can handle the busting of chops. And she made me sing happy birthday to her cat this morning, okay? So,
That's what she
Yeah.
said here in the
yeah,
chats.
yeah.
She had you singing.
I
Okay, so
didn't
hold on
know
a
it
second.
was a cat.
Real quick, I don't know if you guys can see this.
Yes.
All
I
right,
can
so
do that.
that's what the logo looks like.
Oh, okay. What is it on? What is it on again? Does it say? No.
It was on Cinemax when it first aired, but I believe it's on. Hold on, Amazon Prime.
All right, cool.
Amazon
Carrie,
Prime.
I didn't know you were staying up late for this. Carrie, you want me to do a dance or something?
Oh. What
I'm just
kind?
asking if you want me to. I'm not saying I'll do it.
The first thing, and I'm sorry, Zap, because this is very offensive. The first thing that popped in my head is, yes, truffle shuffle. Do it.
Okay, it is on Netflix. I apologize. I stand corrected. Netflix.
Oh, okay. Cool.
You can find that on Netflix, all 3 seasons, and they didn't do a season 4. They left
Oh.
room open for there to be one, but
Well,
I was not happy.
I can see
I
it.
was-
I just paid my $45,000 for my annual Netflix. So
Yes, she said, Zaff, you have to twerk. It's the
And then
truffle
she
shuffle and
updated
the twerk.
Oh my God.
Here
Wow.
you go, Carrie,
I
just
was
for you.
not expecting that. All right.
You saw it here first, folks.
Now I have to age restrict my stream. Thanks a lot.
No, those were pants. I'm not that white.
Anyway, let's close it out of fanboy for us because we do need to learn more about why you're here. You're gonna
Last
talk.
Last
Oh, no,
question.
someone left the
Oh,
door
is
open
there
and I
another
snuck in.
question?
There's one last question.
Oh, sorry.
All right.
Your favorite character, any genre.
Favorite character? Oh,
Character, any genre.
hmm.
Book, TV show, comic book, movie, any character. Favorite character.
Obviously, outside of mine, we're assuming.
Of course, outside of yours, because we don't want anybody to say theirs, because that's just too easy.
Too easy.
Too easy.
I am going to have to say Urkel. I think Urkel's my favorite character.
Did I do
That's
that?
great.
And he's my favorite character because of why he became. He was a bit part that was supposed to have one segment on one show, and he became the show. Like they could have just called it the Urkel Hour, and it would have been fine.
That's true.
So-
It took me a second, and I'm like, oh, that was Family Matters.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Family Matters, and when all was said and done, he wasn't in a room with Diddy.
Do you know this for a fact?
So no, I do not know this for a fact, but he didn't get caught.
What is
He's-
that
he's
actor
one of the
doing
ones-
these days?
What happened? Did I
I'm-
freeze?
No, we all got quiet at the same time. Can you not hear us? Just
What
wave at me. Okay, we're not experiencing a lag. No, do you know what's going on with that actor these days?
Oh no, I do not. I do not
Okay.
know what's going on.
But I'm assuming
Jaleel White is his name.
Yeah.
Jaleel White, and he got out of the acting industry for a
Smart
long
move.
while. He saved his own ass.
Yeah.
But it doesn't say. Let's see. Oh, he's doing a game show now. He's doing a TV game show. I don't know what it is, but
Oh.
I did see it. He's hosting some game show.
Well, wearing those pants like that, he said he'd done an interview saying it was causing damage
oh,
in his special area.
and he was probably just going through puberty too.
Yeah, but they kept having him hike those damn things all the way up.
They couldn't like sew a pair of special pants for him.
All I keep thinking of is that you ever see that commercial with the underwear commercial where the guy goes, it's got a separate pocket to keep them separated. Like they needed to make those trousers for him.
I wear those, the Shinesties, and the
Oh.
guy that advertises them is Frank something or other, and he's a Daredevil podcast. He's literally a stuntman podcaster.
Oh shit!
Yeah,
Yeah, those are the funniest.
Frankie something or other. It's freaking hysterical. The Shinesty boxers. I wear them, but I'm not going to stand up and show them to you right
No.
now. I'm sorry. Well, let's hear about your campaign, for God's sakes.
Yeah,
'Cause
let's
I got
do it.
some questions for you.
All right.
Yeah, and something I love doing is not asking people too much about their campaigns pre-show, because I like to go kind of lurk profiles and see how you're doing and give feedback where feedback is needed. But okay, this is how I understand what you've got going on. You've
Okay.
created a universe, it's the chosen one universe,
Yes.
and you have a ton of characters.
Yes.
I'm on track. And this
Go for it.
one is about Adax, who is a vigilante. And it's the first vigilante to show up in your universe.
Yeah, he's so you know how Marvel had Namor, the first mutant, and they always like to say the first is first that. So that's where that tagline I started using, that he's the first vigilante, because maybe he wasn't the first one in my universe, but he's the first one you're meeting. So, he's the first for all intents and purposes. But yeah, he's a vigilante now, but because this is all kind of getting to know the character at the beginning and him starting off on that path, he was an ex-military man. He retired. He got in at 18. He retired early. He was highly decorated, highly trained. He was with special forces. He retired to go and be a family man. He had a wife and a new baby who was now growing up and becoming a teenager. And so he went home to live the family life. Shortly after doing so, his wife is horribly killed in a car wreck. and he spirals out of control. He he can't do anything for himself anymore. He can't even take care of his own daughter, who ends up taking care of the two of them. They lose their house. They end up going and living in a trailer park. And just as they're about to get evicted from the trailer park, men in suits come knocking on the door. They offer him this arrangement that if he signs on the dotted line and goes to do these experiments for this secret government organization, his daughter will be taken care of and she'll never want for anything again. With nothing else left to lose, he signs on the dotted line, signs his life away, and goes and joins up for these experiments. Shortly later, Addix is born. He has these special abilities now. He doesn't need to eat or sleep. He has a force field that's permanently emanating around him that he can manipulate. And he has super strength, super speed. He can see and hear things that other people around him can't. And he still knows all his training. So he is now the most deadly assassin ever under the control of the government. So the evil person that created him, though, Sarah Bosch, runs this organization, which is called GESS, GESS, and they are very covered. Nobody knows anything about them, and they have become the global peacekeepers, not just for their own country, but for the world. So one day they send him out on a mission, but for him, it crossed the line. He refused to do it. Sarah Bosch is not used to that, decides to tell him, you do it or you'll regret it. He says, I won't do it. So over a video camera, she executes his daughter and then carries out the mission anyway and frames him on a world stage so that he's public enemy number one. This is what leads to him deciding that the only way forward is to destroy this organization and Sarah, who have just now ruined the last vestige of his family. And that's where this all starts. Now, there's going to be tons of oh shit moments where, you know, you're led down this one path, you think something, and then all of a sudden, oh, didn't see that.
Yeah. So did you just give us a spoiler?
No, because that kind of comes out in the first, the intro story. You get a lot of that, which was in the first campaign. Now it's progressing from there. There's what you're seeing in this trilogy, which started with the last campaign, is his enactment of his vengeance, his road to getting even.
Okay, was I correct in? I'm sorry. Was I correct when I read you in that this is the third book? Correct.
This is the third book. It's part 2 of the trilogy. So my first campaign was a really large campaign. It had his Zero book, which was in a flip book with another character, Aaron. And then it had an anthology book that had 6 other short stories of other characters in my universe. So it was I called it the Big Bang moment because it was basically all issue zeros for a lot of my characters.
Okay. Sorry, Bruce, you had a question.
No, I was making a comment. He said getting even, and I said there's no way to get even with somebody who killed your daughter.
No.
So I would say getting revenge.
It's his vengeance, yeah.
It's vengeance.
Yeah.
So I'm sensing kind of like a super soldier crossed with Sue Storm or Phoenix from the X-Men kind of vibe as Addix is.
So it's a lot of it's Punisher and Batman put into one person with a little bit of like seasoned with X-Men powers. You know what I'm saying? Like, or Justice League powers. You know, you got a little Flash in there. You got a little
almost Vision like powers, because Vision had a lot of abilities.
Yeah. So he has and none of them. I didn't make him like he's indestructible to conventional weaponry. Like a soldier shooting a machine gun at him probably won't hurt him. But there's other superpowered people in the universe that he's not going to be stronger than. He's not going to have the upper hand all the time. His super speed is super speed to a human, but not to the Flash. Like the Flash would run rings around him. He maxes out at like 85 miles an hour, my guy. he can throw a truck or a car, but he can't, you know, do incredible
Leap
Hulk.
leap tall buildings in a single bound.
Right? He can't jump from like 2 miles, you know, or pick up a space station and hurl it into the ground. But so everything, so he is excessive as opposed to humans, but he's not the strongest guy in the universe.
Kind of like a Samson in the Samson and Delilah stories.
Yes.
He had extraordinary strength and ability, but once he lost his hair,
Right.
he wasn't.
And
So
Superman, it took a little while for you to get the kryptonite thing with the Superman, you know. In this one, we kind of give it to you right away. You realize that this is a spoiler, but the person that made him, obviously, like most things, knows how to stop him. So you find out in this trilogy, let's say, one of the ways that
what his kryptonite is.
one of the ways they can get through that force field is.
Okay.
And but it is like kryptonite used to be. It is limited. Kryptonite now, I think you can buy it at 7-Eleven, right?
As an energy drink? Is that what it is?
That's it. It's an anti-energy drink.
Okay. Hey, so your COU in the description of, you know, your campaign, or at least the description of you, you've been working on this since you were in high school.
Yes. So it wasn't. I mean, obviously, it didn't come out of my brain as the COU, and
Right.
like the story wasn't fully developed. But the characters that you're going to see, they start Alex and Aaron, and I'm trying to think if there's another one in the anthology that came out. Well, Alex and Aaron are definitely two of my first characters that I created with the intent to one day publish them back in high school.
Right.
And they've made it through the entire process of still being with me, and they've evolved. They've evolved in costume, a little bit of cosmetics, maybe in size, maybe they got a little bulkier or whatever. Their powers set didn't change. I added some things to Alex's power set. Aaron's always had the power set he had, where you'll see that when you get to meet him. But yeah, I created them back in. It was either the end of junior high school or beginning of high school. I can't remember exactly that I started creating them. And yeah, I always knew that they were going to be in my universe. A friend of mine had a book published back in the '90s when we were in college through a small company, and my character Alex actually made a cameo in one issue.
Yeah, you had told me that privately, but I'm so glad you told us again here.
Yeah, it's a scene where he's breaking out of some sort of Middle Eastern desert prison camp.
So is it background art or is it panel art? Alex breaking out. Alex, is it panel art in the comic?
Panel art. It's in the comic book. It's
so
panel
art. On panel, and you see him breaking out, but you
Yeah.
don't know who it is?
Yeah, it could, because it was supposed to lead into a bigger story where my friend's character and him got together, had a quick little conflict of who are you type of thing, and then went on to solve that story arc. So
Cool.
my character was gonna make a cameo in that series, but I think the company fell through, so it never got to finish. So he had my friend got 2 books out of it, I believe. I think he did an Ash Cannon and issue 1, which back at the time were separate. I think this was like 90, 94. This took place 93, 94. But yeah, so it was cool. It was cool. I got credit for creating in that book because he did all the artwork. Obviously, he's the one that got the job with the company. But I got credit for that, and the character's name was in print, and I got to see my character in a comic book. It was pretty cool.
Yeah.
So I give him a lot of props for bringing me in on that and having my character in there.
So what were you doing at that point in time in your life?
I was just going to school.
Okay.
We were in college. I mean, I was working a lot. I always had side jobs, and I was going to school, and conventions came around New York because we went to School of Visual Art in Manhattan. And when conventions came around, especially New York Comic Con, What might not have been as big as it is today, but it was livelier. I don't know how to explain it. Like there was more.
It was definitely more entertaining.
Yeah, and we used to go there all the time to try and get a job. You know, we try and get portfolio viewings everywhere. We we actually shared a table at one of them in Artist Alley and
Oh,
printed
cool.
our own stuff and put it out there. And it was a lot of fun back then. But then it disappeared for quite a few years out of Javits Center in Manhattan, and then it
That's
was
where they were reconstructing the Javits. They
yeah
had to remodel it, so they shut it down, and you lost. I was going to toy fairs over at the 200 Fifth Avenue building and 1117 Broadway
yeah
in the toy center, and then they closed the center and they moved it over to the Javits because the Javits had just finished remodeling.
yeah. And
So
now they
that's
just
that's
remodeled it
why they
again, though,
closed
didn't
it.
they?
They went under some kind of, yeah, but not the whole thing. They
No, they made it
moved it
made
separate.
something bigger or something.
Yeah, they added the. Let's see, what is that? West, south, east, west. So it would have been the north side of the building. They blew it out and added like almost like an atrium,
Oh, all right.
all glass windows and glass. And these comic sets up there when they put like I've been there within the last 10 years. They had the new Batman exhibit,
Oh, okay.
the last movie, not the Batman, but the one, the last. The hell was it?
The last Bale movie?
No.
Huh.
Batfleck.
Oh, Batfleck. Yes.
Yeah. Ben Affleck, Batfleck. Yes. They had the costume. They had gear. So it was all in these giant, 8 foot high showcases, and it was a DC area, and they gave away free comic books and pins, and there were all kinds of things on display. Um, Suicide Squad was big then too, so they had all the costumes from the Suicide Squad. Oh no, it was a Harley Quinn. What was that Harley Quinn movie that they did? It was right around that time,
The Birds of Prey?
2019.
The Birds of Prey one?
Birds of Prey one. Thank you. So what was that? 2018, 2019.
Oh, maybe that wasn't the one. I think that was more recent. They had the what is it? Suicide Squad 1 and 2, and then they did Birds of Prey.
It was
So
the Birds of Prey.
okay.
What year was Birds of Prey?
I think that
It was before COVID.
then it wasn't Birds of Prey. I think Birds of Prey was only 2 years old. If I'm not wrong.
So maybe no, I haven't been to Toy Fair in 45 years.
She made her first appearance in Suicide Squad, right? Or did she make it in something else?
Now I'm drawing a blank. No, I thought it was Suicide Squad.
So they had 2 of those.
That's when
Maybe
she
it was
came out
one
with
of
the special shirt and the blue and pink hair and the short
Yeah.
shorts. Margot Robbie's character.
Yeah, I think maybe it was the second. What you call it? I just said it.
Suicide. It was
Suicide
Suicide Squad.
Might have been the second one because I don't know, but I know Birds of Prey is relatively recent, and it was definitely after COVID.
Okay.
But I don't know about the first 2. I think the first one was definitely before COVID, and I don't know about the second one.
Yeah.
I just know
measurement-
he was on roller skates with that gold outfit. That was pretty cool.
Our
Yes.
measurements of time these days, pre or post COVID.
Right. Isn't it sad?
Yeah,
It is.
Very sad.
that's how you know when things happen.
Yeah. Well, before that, it was pre or post 9/11.
Yeah,
Yeah.
You know. So now COVID took the reigning, title of shitty things they've done to us.
I just feel like I went to sleep one night and woke up in a B movie that I can't shut off or change the channel to.
Bro, I call it Bizarro World.
Yeah, it's like, can I
Oh,
just
Bizarro World.
can I take this tape out of the TV yet? Can somebody?
Yep.
Or
Hey,
fast forward and get me to the end.
so Christian, just real quick, in your universe, are all superhero things powers kind of granted by the government by being experimented on?
No, there's it's actually a lot of different things all stemming from the same place. So my universe is, and the people, the heroes and everything in it somehow are linked to um, Greek or North mythology. Those characters in my universe are real. However, the ones we know that you read about in either one of those mythological areas are all missing right now in my universe. It starts where they're all missing.
Okay.
Now, humans, the everyday humans, don't know that they exist. Just they think they're just mythology, like we do. Um, but the governments of the world, certain people in the governments of the world, and know that they exist. And also, there are a subset like demigods, the offspring of those gods that we knew
Hmm.
that aren't missing. They're still around. There's not many of them, but they're still around. And some of them are my characters. So they'll be looked at by the humans as superheroes, but they're actually gods or demigods. And then there's experiments that account for another faction of them. And then there's natural born ones. Uh, Sort of like an evolution in not like the X-Men type thing, but sort of like an evolution in humanity that you have to wait for the explanation for that, because that's kind of
Okay.
like a spoiler. But it all links. It's very mythological, God oriented. It's set up where I can bring in other mythological and deities as well, like Egyptian or Chinese or Japanese.
Question for you, CZ. Kind of like a Percy Jackson feel going on here with your mythology, the Greek mythology. The gods kind of like disappear and the underlings are still around, kind of deal.
So
Is that am I
do you know in the Greek
understanding
mythology,
you?
when Greek mythology came out, all the stories were about how these gods interacted. They always seemed to interact with a human, right?
Right, and then they have offspring,
It was
and the
always like
offspring.
Hercules or an Achilles or somebody like that that was
Right,
across. So this is their children doing the same thing,
gotcha.
but for the next generation to bring it more
Right,
modern. And it also, by not using the gods again, I'm not repeating an actual story concept, and
right.
by them being missing, it creates another problem or mystery to solve. And if if anyone goes and backs this and they get the catch up tier, or if they've already backed the anthology, you'll see in the Addicts flip book in the Aaron story, because he's one of my main god characters in my universe. He's like the modern day Zeus, um, for the younger gods. But you'll see in the end of that story a prophecy that actually sets the tone. It's almost like the end game picture. You know what I'm saying? So you get this quick little glimpse of what the future holds, and then you kind of stack all the pieces from now till then together.
All right.
Very cool. Very cool.
Fascinating. And we are going to get into our ending segments here in a second, but I do have a burning question.
Okay.
And I'm gonna kind of set up a scenario to where you don't get unlimited money, but you can kind of guarantee you're always going to get funded for any future campaigns.
Do I have
But
to
if
twerk
you're
again?
yes, every time, and that's all you have to do though.
Oh,
Like
then
you
I'm
don't
in.
even have to put the campaign together. It's just going to magically happen by your wagging ass. Um, but if you're able to guarantee, that you're going to have future funding, maybe
Yes.
not get rich or whatever. What is the plan with your COU? Like, what do you want to have happen?
I would like to overall, and especially if I keep it, if my plans for the future, whether I'm a billionaire or not, is to keep it small and tight knit. I would like to have 5 main character books, one team book, and then every 2 or 3 years have them all get together for something big to happen. Um, I I would like to go no longer than 10 years with the stories and wrap it up.
Okay.
so I would like this universe of superheroes, the stories, because when I say the universe, and that's also another thing too. Like if we had X amount of time to just sit here and talk about it all night long, I would get into it. But if you pick up the anthology, you'll see some of the stories there don't look like they fit into place, and that's because they don't. That's because I created a universe. I didn't create just Earth and superheroes on it.
Mhm.
There are other beings on different worlds doing different things. With some of them aren't powers. Some of them, it's. I have a steampunk world where things are going on with If anybody's watched Fringe, it's very Fringe like. Um, with a thinning of the line between that and its alternate reality. Uh, I have um, I have a situation where their Earth, which is not Earth, I don't call anything Earth except the main books, which is where Addicts is on. Um,
Earth Prime.
right. So there's another Earth. It's in existence the same time this one is because they're in the same universe. But that one goes through its turmoil, and the people on it have to leave, and they have to go to the closest neighboring galaxy where they found a inhabitable planet for the human race of that world. You know what I'm saying? And
Mhm.
they get on these arcs, these space arcs. Each country launches one, and the only one that makes it is the one from the U.S. Yes, people, that's right. The U.S. is the only one.
Of course.
So take that. But no, so um,
So that's how we ditch the third world.
but so the concept is pretty cool. So the governments of the world basically destroy the Earth because mutants, what everybody knows as mutants, like your typical X-Men, start coming up, popping up, whatever. And they made this plan. They said, "There's no way we can stop this." They started losing. Wars against them began, and they realized that they were growing in numbers as the human race was dropping in numbers, and they didn't know how to stop that. And they predicted that in a few short years, the humans will lose, the mutants will run everything and enslave them. This is what they thought anyway. Meanwhile, they were the aggressors. But so the governments basically glass their own Earth and take off in arcs, and then they create what are called the monarchs, which are these cybernetic or cyborg humans that they're all female with big boobs, by the way. Um,
Of course.
my universe, that's what happens. So so they're basically like they need to make sure that none of these mutants pop up on the ships, make it to the new world, everything like that. And so this one story focuses on this. It's a 10,000-year trip in this arc. So there's generations and generations growing and dying on this ship that never see a planet. The ship is massive. The ship is the size of like, let's say Australia. It's a big friggin' ship. And during this time, mutants actually are on the ship and they're hiding in all the crevices and alcoves, the underbelly of the ship, places where they can't be found. And its focus is on a group of them on this ship. There's a group of 8 that end up being on this ship, and their whole thing is to survive. And you see the turmoils of them trying to live. Like they have regular problems just like everybody else, but not only that, they can't be seen. They're being hunted down. Some of their powers help them to get through this because you'll see one of them has like the ability to cloak them. One of them, does the Jedi mind trick thing, all that type of stuff. But it's basically that story is just during that trip. This group of people trying to survive and live with this, basically like the suppression where they'll be killed if they're found. They're killed. And it's
Yeah,
like,
I like that.
so each I call them episodes, but each story would be something new that they have to do to ensure their survival. And there is again in the anthology there's an 8-page zero story for that in there, so you can see that. So there's stuff like that goes on in my universe that isn't related to the main storyline of the superheroes on regular Earth. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You've got a lot of backstories going on simultaneously.
Yeah.
Well,
That's
I mean,
cool. That's
you've been.
character building.
Well,
That's what
that's
it
the
is.
thing. The man's been doing it for at least 2 decades.
Since high school.
Got a lot of stuff up in here. Not all of it's good. Some of it makes me twerk, as you've all seen.
You're right. But that's all you're gonna need to like make successful
It's all
campaigns for the rest of your life. Twerk and it's done. You might have to do something else to like have it automatically drawn.
yeah, but I would
We'll
like
come
to.
up
I
with
would
that
like to.
later.
I've also, and I don't think I touched on this other than when I first started this. I was on an interview with Andy Smith, and he was generous enough to have me on as a nobody. And one of the things is that my goal is not just to make myself rich and be like, yeah, I did it, and bounce out of here with all the cash. Because of the rough road that me and my friend had and a bunch of other people we went to art school with had, and what I still see people having, like there's a lot of really talented people that try to grab the attention of all these big guys in the industry, like
Indeed.
yes, and all these other people, and they just get ignored or whatever. And these are like some good talented people, like and so I would like to hopefully one day be in a position where I I could set up something where they could all work out of it, like an imprint or an online company with, and they
Yeah,
could own all
wonderful.
their own shit. I don't charge them anything. They could throw the branding on their book and just you know what I'm saying, like be big enough to where if that brand is on their book, people are going to look at it.
That's what I wanted to
Interesting.
ask you. If your friend had addicts in his book, would you bring his character into your book and throw him a bone and
Oh,
kind of like
absolutely, absolutely,
backtrack to that addicts
yeah,
crossover you guys were talking about?
absolutely, yeah, yeah. Well, what? So one of the big guys that you're going to see in this trilogy actually is it wasn't his, but he kind of talked me into staying with the name and the look. We made fun of it at first, and then was like, no, you gotta run with that, dude. You gotta keep that, and so I did. So and now it's going to be in a book. So
So what's the
Okay.
character's name?
the full name, well, so his name that it'll be called is Diesel. It's just Diesel, but his original name was Diesel the Evil Guido.
Okay. Now I have to know what he looks
His,
like.
the main part of his uniform. Okay, and if you remember late '80s, early '90s Guidos, and I'm sorry, I can say this, I'm half Italian.
I used to hang out with him.
He has a gigantic power. There's power. It gives him power, so therefore it's super heroic. Herringbone chain. So it's a big Guido herringbone chain. He has a big, super powered, time ripping. What was it called? Movado watch. You know,
Big
and
fat ones.
I
Big
think
fat
he's got
ones.
Reeboks too, Velcro.
And
That's great.
herringbone, I've never heard of that term before, but it is those like really tight links, and they kind of look like
Yeah,
fish
the
scales
cross.
or
It almost
something.
looks like floor tiling.
Yes. But
Okay.
I have to ask you, is he wearing his wife beater underneath all of that?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Wait, can I show you a picture? I think I got a picture.
Oh, that'd be great.
I
I
think.
want to see this.
I am kind of fascinated with
Oh, you know what?
The
this
evil
Guido.
Guido.
Oh wait, I got a black and white. I got a black and white for you.
Well, and also, you guys, just so you know, anybody that is here that may not know Christian already, he does a weekly live draw stream where he is working on these comics and everything.
It's a fight scene. It's hard to see, but
Wait, let me make you big. Oh, good.
so that's addicts punching the herringbone guy into a beer pong table.
And
Okay,
he's
that
wearing-
necklace is ridiculous.
That's the herringbone chain,
And he's wearing his wife beater.
and he's wearing the wife beater
That's funny.
and jorts.
And Jordans.
He has
Air
Jordans.
Jordans. Over the cuffs, not under the cuffs. You always
Okay.
tucked in the bottom of your jeans into your Jordans
Yeah.
with tongue flapped down.
Oh no,
The laces just hanging out.
That's true. But he has the Reebok Velcros, and
Oh,
he's
the
wearing
Velcros,
and he's not wearing Jordans. He's wearing jorts,
jorts.
the jean shorts. Yeah,
Yes, yes,
the tight jean shorts that look like they're painted on.
yes.
He's very
That
stereotypical. I'm sorry to say.
that's too funny. That's hysterical.
So we can expect a little comedic relief in these books
There
as
is. I
well.
mean, so Addicts is probably uh, the darkest book I'll do when it comes to a more of a realistic feel, because he has a real family that you get to see. Like in the last book, it's very flashback heavy. So you'll get 2 pages of flashback, and then everything that's not a flashback is just one big fight scene. It harkens back to Death of Superman, if you remember that, where
Yeah,
everything is a splash page fight scene. So you'll get like 2 or 3 pages of panels of in-depth flashbacks, and then you'll get a splash page scene. But I didn't just do splash page; I got panels on the top and bottom too. But the middle section of those splash pages is the fight.
cool.
So
All right, sounds fun.
all these flashbacks are taking place during maybe like a 10 to 15 minute fight in the last book. And the last book's going to be oversized. It's going to be probably about 10, I think I made it 10 more pages in the main story and 6 more pages in the backup story.
Cool.
All right, fantastic. So there's plenty to look forward to, but you guys need to go over and check out Zav's campaign over on Kickstarter. I am going to drop that in the chat right
While you're
now.
doing that, I have to ask you something about it. What's your
Course.
goal, and how close are you to it?
My goals. So I have it on Kickstarter and Indiegogo. I put it up. I put it for 500 on Indiegogo because that's my first time over there. But I have it at 1,000 at Kickstarter. And last I looked, I was only at 270, 260, 270 on
On
Kickstarter,
Kickstarter.
and I was almost at 100 on Indiegogo. I think I had 98 there.
Okay.
I'm a third of the way through the campaign right now.
Oh, so you got time.
Yeah, but
You gotta,
I'm hoping
you
for
gotta
a
pimp your
pickup.
book. You gotta
Well,
pimp your book.
Yeah.
and for people, because there's finances that people have to think about, especially,
Oh
I
yeah,
understand that when pushing my own thing. If you don't have the finances, go find Zaff on Facebook or Twitter and share his stuff. Share the
I,
campaign out. That
every
that
little bit helps.
I think that's something that's very underrated and people should do more often is go out there and share. Share, share, share. It means a ton.
Yeah, it does, and I've been saying that all my promos and ads that I put out there on social media and everything. I try to put that into it, saying, listen, if you can't back it, that's totally understandable. But all you have to do is just hit that share button, send it to your socials, let other people check it out. I appreciate it. That every little bit helps. Every little bit helps. If 1,000
And
people see it and one or two people back it, that's one or two more people. Then we're going to do it anyway.
Nice.
exactly. And you're Christian Zaffo over on Facebook and at Zaff Art One, ZAFFART, the numeral uno one, just the number
Just the
one.
number.
Yeah. So go find him. Scroll his social media, find one of his posts about ADAX, and go out there and share it. But Zaff, the time has now come
Uh-oh.
because I have a burning question for you. It's time for us to get into our mansplain segment. And
All
I'm going to
right.
grill you. I'm grilling you on this one.
When I first heard the word mansplain, I thought, this is great. I've always wanted to generalize an entire group of people and judge their every motive. But now, turns out, my brain is empty.
I personally am always generalizing entire groups of people.
Well, you can't see it, but I'm man spreading during the mansplaining.
Okay, well, I hope you have pants on.
I do. I was twerking.
Okay. Oh, that's right. I remember. You weren't too shy to twerk. All right. So, and this is where it doesn't necessarily turn all the way away from you. But I had a question about this Sarah Bosch. I'm
Yes,
assuming she's female.
she is female.
Okay. And she's super evil. right?
She is pretty
Zaff,
friggin' evil. Yeah,
really
she
evil and
she
crazy.
has no governor. She will do exactly what she threatens to do.
Well, mansplain to me how in this day and age, sir,
Yes.
when all women should be girl bosses and the best ever, how could you possibly ever dare to make a character like Sarah?
She just wasn't hugged enough as a kid.
Oh,
You know. No, fuck it. What shit happens. Real people are real dicks sometimes, and you know what? You want equal rights? There it is. Boom. She's a bitch.
Does she have daddy issues?
No, she was overlooked, and you're going to see this in the flashbacks of the last issue. She was overlooked at what she felt she should have a couple of times, and in the course of her adult life, and she attributes those failures to addicts when he was in the military.
So that butterfly effect, he was the cause, she's the effect.
Yeah, like I said, a lot of stuff's gonna come out of the closet, and give you a lot of left and right turns when you're not expecting them during the course of the story. But yeah, she's in her mind, she's jaded, but it's one of those things where the person just wasn't right for the job, or the person just wasn't good enough, and that didn't sit well with them, so they had to find a reason why this happened to them, and get a scapegoat for their anger. And that's exactly this situation. She blames this guy who just happened to be in these situations at that time, and she blames him for it. So it starts the whole snowball effect into the chain of events that lead us to where we are today in that story.
So he's the
All right.
common thread in all of her issues.
Right. They're the yin to each other's yang without trying to be.
so basically, you're telling me, regardless of sex,
No, I'm mansplaining to you.
well, yes, what you're mansplaining to me. Thank you for mansplaining, because I forget. I'm just a girl. So, what you're mansplaining to me is that regardless of sex, people have issues.
That's right.
Whoa,
Word and shit.
that's deep.
That's reality, people. That's come and join us here. It's good. The air's good. Water's fine. Beer's all right.
Okay, thank you, Zaff, so much for properly mansplaining to me how you could possibly make an evil woman in today's day and age. It makes sense.
And listen, there's going to be people out there that are going to say, "This is awesome. She's the main character. She's the most powerful person in his universe." Until I kill her, and then they're going to be very upset.
So I have a question for you. Is she one of those cyborgs with the big tits?
No.
Oh, actually, that was my other question.
But they all have tits. Okay, if someone's looking for a book that there's no tits in, I appreciate you looking at it, but it's probably not for you.
That's great.
All right. Well, I'm not. Thank you, Bruce, because I actually did write down big boob cyborgs to remind me to grill him about that. So thank you. You did it.
Yeah, I got my notes also. I've been making my notes as well.
You man questioned. Mansplain. That's okay. That's okay. Maybe. Yeah. Well, we're done. We're done with mansplain because.
Oh damn! I like that segment.
You want to mansplain something? You know what?
No.
Zaff,
My
Zaff.
wife's in the next room. She can hear me. I'm dead as soon as I walk out of this room.
Okay.
I have to stay online with you now forever.
Just for your own safety?
Yes.
Because I'm a girl boss.
Did you make your girlfriend a character in your comic book yet?
My wife.
Your wife?
I couldn't repeat what you just said, or else I really could never leave the basement.
Nudge. Your girlfriend, not your wife.
Yeah, my wife is not in the book yet, but she is a character. She is a character, and so am I. We are both characters.
In the book.
And so you were talking about my friend before. He did put my character in his
Yeah.
book. Would I ever do that back? And I actually have, because he designed the look that I'm sticking with. He designed the character of me. And I'm being really true to his design, because I don't agree with the fact that he has me wearing a damn beret. But I kept it just because he designed it.
Oh, that's so nice. Are
That's
you guys still
great.
friends?
We haven't talked in a while. I still consider him my friend.
Wait.
I couldn't tell you. I couldn't tell you otherwise.
Right, right.
Is he on the other side of Bizarro World? Please say no.
No, not that I'm aware of. No, he's
Okay.
he's. Last we hung out, up to that point from when I met him, he was a realist, and he was
Okay.
he was able to see the world for what it was. So he didn't.
I
have,
like pragmatic people.
Yeah, he didn't have an affiliation. Like, he didn't
Good.
pick one side or the other. He just knew when people were batshit crazy and when they weren't. And so it'd be interesting to talk to him again and catch up, because I really would like to know what his take is on the way the world is right now.
Yeah.
I got to tell you, I used to do another show before I got onto Three Beermen and here with Christy, and now I've become a substitute on Geek Men on Monday nights.
Oh, okay,
Dustin's
cool.
invited me back, and it's weird because I lost a lot of friends because they all got online like they were going to Comic-Con for the jab.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I ran the other way, and I'm like, yeah, that shit ain't gonna happen to me. So
I'm going to tell you something with that. I was literally willing to lose my job, which is a very good job, by the way, because of that nonsense.
good for you.
And I made it almost all the way to the end without having to do it. But my father got sick. He had a stroke. He was in the hospital, and they would not let me see him. And short of going in there, starting a fight, and getting incarcerated,
So
I had to go get at least the first one to be able to see.
Didn't take the PCR test.
They coerced you the other
No,
way.
they would. He was in this hospital that was they dealt specifically, like, they were the best for strokes, and he had to have an emergency surgery, and he had to go to this one hospital afterwards for the recovery. And
Was it in New York?
yes, but they
Not
weren't.
St.
It was upstate.
not
It was
St.
upstate New
Francis?
York.
Oh, upstate New York.
Yeah, and they would not let me. They wouldn't even let me in the front door of the building without a card stating that I had it done. And I said,
You didn't buy a card, did you?
No.
I did.
And
I got pissed. I
You
went.
shouldn't have
I
done
took
that.
it. I cursed out the lady that gave it to me. I was very unhappy about the whole situation. When I came back with the card, I think I kind of like threw it at the guard, and was like, "Now let me the fuck upstairs so I can go see my dad." Like, really. I said because I really will go to jail if I don't get to see him. He dies and he goes into one of those meat wagon vans that you're throwing everybody into.
Yeah.
So.
Oh my God. What a sad, what a sad.
But now, on an uplifting note,
We're getting into Conspiracy Corner, where we basically are already there, but we have to play the stinger first. And
Wait, he wanted to finish the story. Let him finish the story.
oh,
what story?
He said on a happier note.
Oh no, I was just trying to change the subject because
yeah,
the-
he was
yeah.
doing
it
the
was,
segue.
it was getting a little dark for my
Yeah,
taste.
Yeah.
Well, because it was my dad. But
I agree. I'm
on
there
a
with
side note, though, with my dad. So my dad, 10 months after recovering from his stroke and coming home, 10 months later, he passed away from a blood clot. He had a hernia surgery, and he passed away. It was instantly. I had just had a great day with him, so there was no regrets. He called me up to say goodnight. He was home watching Fox News, and then like an hour later, his girlfriend called me hysterical that he had passed away.
May
So
his soul be blessed.
Yeah, that actually, if something like that's going to happen, sounds like one of the best ways possible.
Oh God, I hope that I go that way. I mean,
Yeah.
really, I hope everybody should go that way. To be honest with you,
Yeah.
but the funny part of the story is that so about 6 months later, we got the ashes back and whatever. And we scheduled the trip, and he liked Vegas and Laughlin, Nevada, and all that stuff. So we take a trip to spread his ashes out there,
Oh,
Very
really?
cool.
and I'm not going to say where because we weren't supposed to do it, and in this area, but so we go out very early in the morning when nobody's up yet. The sun's just starting to peek over the hills, and and we get all nice. We go out to the river. We say nice things, and we throw the ashes, into a wind that's blowing back at us, and we're wearing my dad. I think bone fragments went in my mouth and up my nose, and I was like, this is horrendous. What just happened here?
Okay, your dad obviously had an awesome sense of humor. Please tell
That's
me he did,
yeah.
right?
No, he had the best sense of humor, and this was his final joke.
Yes.
He did this to us. And I turned and looked at his girlfriend, and I said, "We're not going to talk about this. We're just going to leave now."
Well, very good. And I'm glad you did tell us a happier note because that's hilarious.
So he got the laugh.
Yes, absolutely. He was. He was. Anyway, I know we've already gone a little conspiracy, but we do still have to get into conspiracy corner. So let's do that now.
All right.
I wanna live with a conspiracy girl. I could be prepping the rest of my life with a conspiracy girl.
Those weren't aliens.
I eventually will have the very best tinfoil hat. I just have to design it and actually make it. Like I want to spend days on it to make it the coolest. Anyway, we are in Conspiracy Corner. You've told me you've watched a few editions of Conspiracy Corner, but I always do like to tell people how it works.
I did forget how lovely the hat was, though.
Oh, well, thank you. It has a little ball on the end, but whatever. All right. Oh, what's also something that's great about a good tinfoil hat is you can like reform it into other things. So maybe next week I'll be wearing a beret. Who knows? In honor of you.
Beret?
Yeah. Anyway, okay, so we're here in Conspiracy Corner where we kind of get to know you by how big of a conspiracy theorist you are. Obviously, you're a huge one because you fought against the coercion of the medical industry, your job, everything to try not to get that first jab. But they indeed won.
Yeah,
because
I didn't want those nanites in me so that they could tell where I am all the time and then kill me at a push of a button.
Oh my gosh, just real quick. Wismore here says, Pootie Pie says tinfoil hats are hot. Pootie?
Pootie Pie?
Pootie?
Nice.
I might be old enough to be your mother, but I know you're rich. At least back my book. Anyway.
Yeah.
So we've got the Wheel of Conspiracy. Let's bring it up. We're done with the Pootie Pie situation. All right, the way the wheel works is you get 3 spins. You can choose to stay with the first or second topic, but if you choose to spin a third time, you're stuck with that topic no matter what.
Now, if I take the first topic, do I still get 2 more topics?
No. It's the topic.
I got you.
Unless, of course, we're just having a great time. then maybe I'll let you spin again. But, it's kind of like I've got an iron fist over this wheel.
I hear you.
Yeah. So are you ready to you understand how the wheel works?
Yeah, it spins, and whatever we land on, we either talk about or spin again.
Yeah, exactly. Are you ready to spin it?
Sure.
All right, Cause, spin the wheel. Transgenderism. That's a hot topic.
So is this a conspiracy theory though?
Oh, it could be. I mean,
Okay.
if you, yeah, I mean, it can
I
work
mean,
in the medical establishment, and then also like propaganda, stuff like that.
I have theories on it. I don't know that they're conspiracy theories, but I could talk about this.
Do you want to talk about it, or do you want
Oh,
me to write it in?
let's throw it. Let's give it a shot. Why not?
Oh boy, we're getting spicy tonight. This is why I wear this tinfoil hat. Is it protects us from getting banned off YouTube for speaking openly about such subjects.
So
Oh,
what
we
we
got a
really
spicy. I don't know if
what,
you see down in the corner. We got a spicy because you chose to stick with
oh wait,
the transgenderism.
okay. Well, I hope everybody's okay with that. Uh, um, so I mean, okay. Is First off, I don't believe it's a thing.
You don't believe it exists at all.
I don't believe that it. I don't believe that the people that believe they're transgender
Are
are
born
actually
that way.
suffering from are born that way and suffer from that, and that they're the wrong person in the the right person in the wrong body or whatever you want to call it. I think it's today's culture and society, rather than treat something, wants people to feel included, wants people to feel safe, wants people to feel that they're not, that, they tell everybody you're not different than everybody else. You're fine, you're normal, whatever. And I think that's gotten overplayed to the point where um, everybody's leaning into it, and corporations are leaning into it. Everybody's leaning into it because they're afraid of lawsuits, they're afraid of bad press, they're afraid of uh, backlash. They're afraid of being ousted and doxxed and all this other stuff. So everybody just looks into it and says, "Yeah, no, it's a real thing. No, you're fine." And I, I say this because I think that I've met a lot in person. A lot of people that believe that they're transgender or transgender, whatever you want, however you want to call it. Um, and there are signs that there is an issue deeper than what this is, than just being a female in a male's body or a male in a female's body. It's deeper than that. There's a there's a need to be seen. There's a need to be heard. There's a need to be accepted, and you need other people to affirm that, because deep down inside somewhere that it's wrong. There would be no reason for you to have come to me and be so angry that I won't sit there and affirm you being something,
Right.
unless you knew that there was something wrong with it. I don't go out and tell people to affirm that I'm bald, or to affirm that I like women, or to affirm that I like beer, or I don't care. And a lot of people that I would classify as normal just don't care what other people think. So why? Yes, yes, exactly. Um, but society doesn't treat people anymore for anything. Society affirms everything now. Society tells people that there's nothing wrong with them, that everybody has to accept them, and that's not helping things. When you see a person that claims that they're transgender walking down the street,
That's
and
what I do.
they're dressed like a thrift shop just blew up on them,
Yes,
and
100%.
you know,
100%.
they're not dressing like a woman. They're not dressing like a guy. They're dressing like someone that has a mental instability. And
Thank you.
and when they can't hold a conversation with you without saying, I'm not a man, I'm a woman, and that's the focus point of their conversation. Like, they can't talk about the weather. They can't talk about the baseball game. They can't talk about anything other than, why won't you acknowledge that I'm a woman and it's a man? And it's like, that's a mental disorder.
It's an obsession.
Right. If it was really truly you're a male in a female's body or vice versa, maybe you'd say it once and then we could go and have a regular conversation about it. I've always grown up Now, when I grew up, it was mostly just cross dressers because that's what they called them back then. They weren't transgender. Cross dressers and gay or lesbian. These people back then did not do this. They did not. They did not need affirmation. They did not because they weren't
Right.
mentally ill. They legitimately had something was off chemically that made them feel like they were attracted to the same sex or whatever that was different than the majority of the people, and it wasn't a bad thing. It was just who they were. But they also didn't run around telling you that they're going to end your life if you don't say that this is what they are. And I'm like, it's not my. And I would say that to the rare person that kept telling me, I'd be like, listen, you do you, dude, and what you do in your bedroom or what you wear when you're home has not shit. What you wear in public has nothing.
Exactly. What? Seriously, you can wear it in public.
You're the way I look at society is you're allowed to do and dress and feel how you want. And if I'm not allowed to push my beliefs on you, you're not allowed to push your beliefs on me either, buddy.
And this isn't the topic he decided to choose. He just talked about it, but he wants to do another spin.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah, spin that thing.
all right. I'll make
Spin
an
the wheel.
I'll make
Spin
an
the wheel.
exception tonight. You get 2 more spins, sir. and only 2 more spins because I'm letting you skip one if you want.
Oh, okay. I appreciate that.
CCZ, I got your back.
I think this is the last time I'll be accepted by the public
Hey,
anyway.
by the way, you guys, I just wanted to let you know, since we entered Conspiracy Corner, our view count has jumped by about 30, not 30, 20. So hello to anybody that happens to be out there watching new. We're going to do another spin on the conspiracy wheel. Enjoy the rest of the show.
Everybody new watching, go back my book before I get canceled.
Yes. And that's in the description in the video and scroll in chat too. All right, we're going to spin the wheel, cause let's do it. Occult knowledge. And let me just address Levi Skeen first. Hello, Levi. And you actually are late. We're doing a second spin right now.
Yeah, Levi, you're really late.
Okay, so I might have to pass on this because I personally don't have a lot of specific occult knowledge.
It's okay.
So
you don't have to, and that's more than fine.
Yeah.
So let's spin that wheel one more time.
Final spin of the night, y'all.
All right.
Zaff stuck with whatever we land on.
Oh, good Lord.
unless I choose otherwise. Now, this, you know what's funny about this topic, Zaff?
Yes.
Is I don't know. I had a thought earlier today about the angels and demons thing on this. And then I thought of like gods, like talking more about gods, but then you would have to have the opposite of gods, and that's not demigods. So
it's always demons. It's always just demons.
Always demons. Okay. Because it kind of like ties in with
the angels are like the soldiers of a god.
Yeah. So you're stuck with angels and demons, and you can talk about it however you want, and you can bring in gods and stuff.
So I am to just to give a background on me real quick is I am a non-practicing Catholic. So I believe in the Catholic religion, but I don't go to church. And I don't go to church because it's too regimented for me. I'm not one to, like, I can't sit in a pew, kneel, sit, kneel, stand, kneel. No, I can't. And then you place the basket in front of me, and you especially if I'm at the back of the church and all that money's coming in front of me, I'm not going to steal in the house of God. I can't do that. So I don't go to church, but I do pray every day. I do it in the shower for all the ladies out there. Now you got an image. But yeah, angels and demons, I believe in them. I do, however, I guess have a different take, maybe because I watch a lot of TV and I create comics. But
Okay.
I believe not so. I guess I believe the basis that they were like here before us, like they were the first attempt at humanity,
Interesting.
and they were too much like God, and for that reason they got a little too big for their britches, and he put his foot down and said, "All right, you're done. You're coming back up here to stay with me, and I'm going to start over with the humans." And therefore, that's why you always hear about the animosity that angels have towards humanity. But unfortunately, the good ones are sworn to protect them, and the ones that weren't having it became the demons, followed Lucifer to hell, and they're trying to disrupt the whole thing.
That's actually pretty concise. Explanation of how you feel angels and demons came to be. Now, um, do you believe that they have workings, both angels and demons, or one or the other, have workings in our regular human lives? I mean, I think you just kind of said that about angels.
I do. I think I think that has a lot to do. My belief in that has a lot to do with the way I structured my stories for my own creations. Um, I think I think they puppet master humanity on either end. I think it's not really a better way to for me to explain that. I think that we're chess pieces for them, and they move us around to where we
But
need to
that
be.
that removes free will. So you don't believe in free will?
Well, no, I do, but with free will, you
Like influence more?
well, yeah. Think about uh, your interaction with people in your life.
Mhm.
You have free will to make the final decision yourself, but there's people that whisper things in your ear here and there, either good or bad, for or against decisions you're trying to make in your life.
Right.
And the biggest proponent of that nowadays is the internet. I mean, just think about it. You get a you got you got a YouTube channel, right? If enough of the people following you are swaying what they want to see and want to hear,
Never gonna happen.
there you go. See,
I'm a sovereign individual. You can
and
go
that's
fuck
and that's
yourself. Delete my
and that's a
channel.
strong free will. But there's other people that would blow in the wind. You know what I'm
Oh, of
saying?
course, yeah, that
So
is true.
similar to that. That's how I feel. The demons are more straightforward with it. They'll try to manipulate you and take away your free will, but the angels, they'll just whisper that little word that might lead you down the path they think you should go.
And Cosmic Grandpa says X doesn't whisper in your ear; it shouts in your face, and I
With,
absolutely agree with that.
with spittle. You know when the close talker.
Yes, the close talker.
Nobody
And you know
likes
what?
the close talker.
I am just going to take that opportunity to sing the praises as far as my own experience on Substack, as far as the social media platform goes. It is where I believe the more intelligent people hang out because it's people that want to read, and are curious. So go check out Substack, you guys. Unpaid ad. I made no money from that.
I'm sorry. I was just reading Carrie's comment from I guess much earlier, where she said that she's my favorite character because no one else tells me to shush when they need to.
I did mean to bring that one up. She loves to shush you. Anyway, Zaff, we're gonna wrap it up with our final segment because we're actually going over a little bit,
All right.
especially when final segment is said and done. So we're out of conspiracy corner. Very fascinating thoughts on angels and demons and transgenderism. You are a thinking individual. You should check out Substack,
All right.
especially Flip City Mac on Substack. Anyway, so you know that I love branding my guests, every single one of them, whether they want it or not. You are walking away with a Flip City branding. And that's because I do like to do my very best to entertain people that are on stream as well as the audience. And Flip City, in my opinion, is about one of the most entertaining things out there. Plus, I'm obsessed with it. Um, so I set something up for you. It's not necessarily spicy or anything like that,
All right.
but we're gonna bring it up right now. And it is a satirical retelling of Pawn Stars, but it's called Pawn Tards. And and Bruce, can I get a check from you? Can you do the narrator? I see he's muted. I don't know if you know you're muted or if you've stepped away. All right. All right. I see you. I
I
see you.
stepped. Yeah, I stepped away for a second. Had a I had to take a gaping Zarge. Forgive me.
That sounds like I don't know what that is.
They have an ointment for that, though.
Yeah,
Okay.
no, you don't need an ointment. You just need a bowl to drop the Zarge in.
Oh,
Anyway, hey Bruce, are you familiar with the reality show Pawn Stars?
I am.
All right.
And who do
Well,
you
we're
want me to
doing.
play?
You're just gonna be the narrator. Super simple. I actually, when I was kind of putting this together today, I did my own voice for the customer. So, will you, Zaff, be okay with playing Rick, the star
okay.
of the
I
show?
don't know how Rick sounds, so I'm just gonna make it
It's
up
a
as I go.
Yeah,
It
that's
sounds
fine.
like you.
All right.
Yeah, it's spot on.
All right, so we're gonna get into it right now. Pontards.
It's another day at Rick Harrison's popular Las Vegas pawn shop.
What you got there?
This is a genuine Ark of the Covenant, the most sacred relic of the Bible. Thought to hold tablets containing the original Ten Commandments.
Interesting. Where'd you find it?
I found it at an estate sale in Carson City, and I just had to have it.
Okay, let's have a look at it. Right off the bat, these cherubim look like they're made from foam. This gold paint is flaking off. And these hinges, they weren't used until the 20th century. Yeah, this is not the genuine Ark of the Covenant. The real Ark of the Covenant is rumored to be hidden under the Temple Mount in Jerusalem, Israel. Though others believe it should. Oh shit. Others believe it's housed in the Church of Our Lady of Zion in Ethiopia. What you've got here is a replica made for a movie or a TV production. If it were the same one used in Raiders of the Lost Ark, it would have some real value. But that one is hanging on George Lucas's wall at the Skywalker Ranch. This one likely made to be used in a low-budget cable show like Ancient Mysteries or Hunting Hitler. So how much do you want for it?
I was thinking $100 million.
It's kind of cool. I'll give you $50.
Sure, I'm disappointed. I thought the offer was kind of low, and I'm still pretty sure that was the real Ark. And that was Pontard.
Nice.
Very cool, Zaff. And your fresh branding comes with invitations back to future Flip City FAFO streams where we do live reads and all kinds of other crazy stuff like spinning the wheel of conspiracy. And usually we do those when we're doing launches or just kind of feel like doing them. So
Yeah, they're
you're
pretty cool.
invited back. You'll be invited back. I also did just for anybody that's like been watching Creative Chaos for a while, you know this happens at the end of every show. But I did decide that after 3 invitations where the person can't show up, their branding has disappeared. And I have to freshly brand them. So there's a couple people out there who have not been able to show up 3 times in a row, and I'm not inviting them anymore.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Didn't know about that. I'd be putting them on blast.
Take
Yeah.
notice, salty draws.
Well, listen, no matter how big I become, well, I don't know if my heart could take me getting much bigger, but if I'm available, I'll come back anytime.
Okay. Fantastic. And I look forward to that. And yeah, and the invitations come via DM. It's very
Cool.
yeah, not very formal. I made an invitation once and no that was a cool gift. And nobody said, "Hey, that's a cool gift." So I'm like, fuck it. I'm
And
just
that's it.
typing words.
Now nobody gets anything.
Yeah, no gift for you.
No soup for
Uh
you.
oh, I need to just do one last chat check in. What is up, Matthew Creek? I believe that's maybe
Oh,
Crecky.
Cricky.
Oh, Tim Olson also popped in to say sounds nasty. I don't know what that was regarding.
Probably any numerous things I've said.
All right. Well, and thank you so much for to Wismore for popping in and sticking around. I think for pretty much the whole show. Levi Skeen, I'm glad you got a little taste of the Wheel of Conspiracy. I know you love it so much. So thank you guys. If you haven't already, on your way out, of course we're still gonna do our little plugs here at the end. But on your way out, remember to hit the like button at the very least. It's a little late to share the stream. Who watches replays anyway? I don't know. Do you?
Everybody should. It's
Every
good stuff.
It is good stuff. So besides your campaign, we've been talking about it all night, and Vulcan dropped the link again, so I won't have to. Besides that, what would you like people to do, Zaf?
Really, just check it out. Go to my website too. My website is not anywhere to be found on here. I didn't put it up. That's my fault. But if you look up Foresight1 and then the number 1.com, that's wrong. Foresight, the number one written out.com. That's my website.
Wait, I'm sorry, foreskin.1?
Foreskin.forehead.twerking.com.
Foresight.
If you find my website,
site.
Go check it out. All my socials are there. Not my social security. And all the links to any campaigns that I'm running, everything's there. There's also a section on the website that has all the bios of the characters that I currently have released either in the anthology or more. There, you can read about them. So it's a little bit of background before you, if you want something to know before you back it, maybe go check it out.
All right, awesome. Cool. Also, real quick, hi, Derek Wayne Mullins of Flick Story Entertainment. All right, Bruce, where should everybody find you?
So this Sunday night at 7 p.m. Big Apple time, you'll catch me on Three Beermen, where I am one of the several co-hosts with Cosmic Grandpa, Norm, and the Hawk, and we talk about technology, pop culture, and beer. And then on Monday night, this coming Monday, I'll be co-hosting with Dustin on Geek Men. Zombie's taking care of some family business, and so Dustin asked me to step in and fill in for him. So I did last week, and I will do this week. So
fantastic. And I know we can find that on the Madness Comic Network over there on YouTube and other streaming platforms. But does Dustin have his own channel? I've only watched it on Madness.
Well, Geekmen is his own channel. It Figures is his show.
That's
and
right.
They talk about figures. It frickin' figures, and they talk about figures and the pop culture aspect of it, and a lot of indie stuff. They really delve in, like you delve into the indie comics. They delve into the indie toy companies that are making stuff, small batch or trying to bake the bigger, corporate batch of action figures and whatever. So really cool stuff. There's a lot of people out there that are in the industry, and I'm literally just tapping into like this fringe market because I did a lot of customizing as a young man, and some of my stuff actually got picked up by Hasbro and Mattel. So
nice.
I really enjoyed doing that. I did custom figures because I was what I call customizing figures. That's what we did.
Yeah.
But there it is, Masters of the Thunder nerds. So thank you very much, Pops, for putting that up there. Thank you, thank you. And
That's on. When is that on again?
Monday night at 9:30. We're gonna go live at 9:30 Big Apple time because I have jujitsu before that. So that's
I got,
Justin's channel.
I gotta check that out because I'm definitely interested. I'm looking to get for myself get at least a model like an action figure of my main characters done. And
Really?
yeah.
Don't
Um,
say that too loud, or your ex is gonna get your ex DMs is gonna get flooded with 3D modelers.
No, I don't
And
want
they're all
3D
scams.
modelers. I have a 3D model person
Okay.
already. I'm talking about actual action figures.
Okay, good.
you need to go to China for that, unfortunately, right now, unless you're going to do 3D printing.
Right.
And honestly, 3D printing may be the way to go for you because you can make it one of your add-ons to your campaign towards the
Yeah.
end. Like you can
Yeah,
get a 3D manufactured figure of Addix or of Sarah Bosch.
Yeah, I'm thinking of making one of the characters, one of the from the waist up type of
A bust.
yeah,
A bust.
right, a
Yeah.
bust of one of the characters for the next campaign, which is the final oversized campaign for the last book.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd love to. I have to get some of your artwork to see your character a little bit more in depth before I could customize one for you. And
Yeah. Oh, that'd be cool.
yeah.
Yeah.
So where do we go to get this campaign now?
Who, me?
Kickstarter
Kickstarter and Indiegogo.
and
Which one? Which one do you want me to go for?
Kickstarter. That's the bigger nut to crack right now. That's
Okay, Kickstarter campaign, and what's the name of the project?
Addix ADD AX. I have to think about it myself without writing it.
Yeah. Hey, so it seems like Bruce wants to do his patented. I'm working through the system before we stop the stream, but I've been like my eyeballs are floating. So Bruce, you hold down the fort while I go relieve myself.
She has to go take a gaping Zarge.
I can't. Gaping Sarge.
That's what we call it on our channel. We got that from a friend of ours called Joey Mormon. And Joey Mormon has a show, or used to have a show, where he would stream from his attic. And it was just a variety show. And we'd stay up till like 4, 5, 6 o'clock in the morning just bullshitting with each other. He'd read the chats, we'd respond to him, and he would do crazy stunts. And he did a bunch of videos that he made. He's a musician, so he would play some of his music. He had his piano there, and he had a guitar, and he would just jam for us, free form,
Right.
which is really cool.
It's basically what everybody used to do when we were younger, but now online.
Exactly. All right, something's not working here. No thanks.
Zarge was a puppet character.
Right, Zarge was the alien puppet character, but he started going to the bathroom. He needed to go take a gaping Zarge.
We used to just say we were bringing the Browns to the Super Bowl.
Okay.
Or dropping the kids off at the pool.
There you go. That's it. All right, here we go. Addicts, Unbound Fury #2 with catch-up tiers. Christian Zaffo, 23% funded. We're going to it, so we're on the page.
There it is. Sweet.
Right, we're on the page.
Nice.
Scrolling down. So where do I'm amazed you're in New York. I'm in Long Island, so we're not far off, bro.
No, that's right. Yeah, it's a stone throw.
You have to get my number from Christy, and next time you go to a Jones Beach show, bro, let me know.
Me and my boy, we're going to 2 this year. We're going. I gotta look them up and remember which ones they are because we planned it like months ago, and I literally forget what the concerts are. But there's 2 of them that we're going to. But yeah,
Okay.
no, definitely, I'll let you know what they are.
For sure.
I love them because there's not a bad seat in the house, and compared to other concerts, they're cheap as shit.
Yeah.
You know.
And you can go the day of the show and pretty much get tickets.
Yeah, tickets, yeah. It's
You may be in the nosebleeds, but there's not a bad seat in that arena.
I don't understand it. I mean, and we've seen some really great groups out there play.
Yeah.
And it's I saw Marilyn Manson there 3 times.
No shit.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah.
I was
Billy
really pissed
Joel-
though, and I don't know if he was aware of it, but at one of the shows, they only allowed drinking in the VIP section.
Rude.
And you had to pay $75 to get in there and then pay for the beer, which was
for the beers.
$13 a can.
Right,
I
exactly.
was through that.
Yeah.
It was the first and only concert I went through sober because we didn't have a chance to tailgate beforehand because we were running late. I was so mad. So mad.
Yeah.
I'm still mad about that. Like, I can't believe it.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, not that this is anything near that, that level, but something recently in my local area, actually COVID's what started it, was we had free concerts at the lake, and
Yeah.
it was fucking rad, right? And because they had a beer garden, and anybody can come
Right.
buy beer, watch the concert. But during COVID, they had to manage people and all this, and started selling tickets. And you can only drink beer if you have a ticket to the show.
Right. And it's not protecting you because if everybody had money, you'd all still be packed in there like sardines.
Yeah.
So it's not like
well, I mean, okay, listen, this is also what they did. So it was mostly, there's a lot of seating, but there was also a, standing room only right by the stage. They painted dancing circles on the ground where only 2 people could go in each circle. And there were 5 of them. So literally 10 people, like, who does that? Who wants to dance when there's only 10 people out there?
Can I just say something to all the general people watching right now and spread this? They're able to get away with this nonsense, like stand in the circle, stand 6 feet apart, because we let them. If everybody just collectively says, go screw yourself, then none of it ever takes. All right,
I collectively with me and my husband and anybody else that would, constantly said, go screw yourself, and got kicked out of multiple places and stuff like that. It was fun.
So I'm in the middle of trying to back the campaign. I'm trying to find the cover by Bart Sears. Which one is that?
So if you, so the Bart Sears on this one is because that's the anthology cover, the Bart Sears. So that is only with the catch-up tier one, unfortunately, on this campaign.
How do I do that?
There should be a catch-up tier.
In the rewards section.
Yeah.
Catch-up tier. It's $65 plus $25 for shipping and handling.
Yeah.
So you get a copy of.
You get 1, 2, 3. You get 4 books.
Right. You get the Aaron Flip book.
The anthology.
You get the homage cover. You get the copy of Addicts Unbound Fury, the copy of Addicts Unbound Fury 1.
Right.
Okay.
So you get 1, 2, the flip book, and the anthology.
Okay.
And then whatever stretch goals come in with it as well.
I don't know what the stretch goals are.
Nothing yet.
Oh.
Okay.
Nothing.
Okay.
That comes later.
They haven't been opened yet. But and what anyone that's backed something before, I usually I don't know if I'm ruining this for other creators or whatever, but if I have stuff left over from a campaign like stickers or
A lot of guys do that.
I throw them in.
They always throw, they throw bonuses in there from time to time if they know you.
Yeah, I don't think it's unprecedented.
If people I know, there's always something extra goes in it. Like my cousin has backed each one of mine, and listen, he's my cousin, so he gets hooked up.
Well, I'm doing the anthology.
Cool.
Wait, where'd it go?
Uh-oh.
Word add-ons. Oh, I'm at the add-ons. I really can't afford any add-ons.
No,
I'm
not
still
the
going
add-ons.
through
It should be the regular tier.
I did the regular tier.
Oh, okay.
And then
Yeah,
it
no,
took
skip
me
the
to the
add-ons.
add-ons.
And if Bruce doesn't make this happen, this is how it's going to sound. Oh, that didn't work.
That was very quiet.
I meant crickets.
Addicts
I forget.
Unbound Fury 2 with catch-up tiers. Confirm your payment. Catch-up. So it is the catch-up tier. Is what is
Yeah,
the
that'll have the Bart series. It also has the Andy Smith one too.
say that again?
You also get the Andy Smith one as well in that.
Oh, cool.
So you get both of them.
So total.
Yeah, and
Creative project, regardless of the outcome. I understand.
so
Pledge.
Cosmic Grandpa, while tell us when you
Yeah,
hit
I
the
saw
button.
that.
Yeah,
Hi,
Devo
brother.
Tour. I saw that on Facebook as well. They'll be in Los Angeles too.
Oh, very cool.
I don't know if you can see it. Hold on.
It
Oh,
looks
it's so
like a
white.
white screen, but I get
It's
the
like
gist.
It
offensively
says,
white.
thank you, Bruce. Hold on.
Too white.
It's very white.
Too white out.
Yeah.
It says, thank you, Bruce Wayne.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Yay! We got you a backer, and often enough, it is that guy right
Oh, I
there.
see it now.
Oh,
Yes.
here we are.
Yes. Cool. Thank you. Much
Okay.
appreciated. And I can't wait to get this out to you. This
And
is
feel free to throw in any extras you want.
oh, we'll be throwing stuff in there. We'll throw it in. Throw it in.
Well, I need some black and white art of addicts, so I have a baseline to work with. If I'm going to create a custom figure for you,
And then we'll do that. We'll get that to you.
I made a Trump Batman figure for a friend of mine
Oh shit.
who's a podcaster and a memer for the Dilly Meme team, and I made it because he did a series of memes of Trump as Batman, going after Joe the Joker, Joe Kerr, Joe Kerr Biden.
Yeah.
So yeah,
That's apropos. It fits that bill.
absolutely. So
Although
I
the
made
joke
it.
is way more intelligent.
Yeah, I had to find a 3D guy that printed out the heads that was the right size for the figure I had.
Oh, wow.
But I painted it up, I cleaned it up, and I put it back in the box, and he got a prize. He got a present. So
That's cool. That's cool.
I'll try and find something to fit your character's body type. But I got to find the perfect figure for it.
Oh,
So
that'd be awesome.
I want to try and keep the stylized look that you keep to your body structure.
Right.
So I'm gonna have to go through some figures before I find the right body type.
Ah, cool.
That's so nice.
Unless you have one you can recommend, then I'll go dig one. I'll dig for it.
I have about 8 million. You don't see it because the banner's up and everything's behind me, but I have about like 200-300 figures on shelves behind me.
I do. I see them behind through the lighting, and
Yeah.
just past your attic's banner.
Yeah.
There's a bunch of figures up in the corner right behind your head.
There's a whole bunch right here that I actually have a camera focused on, so when I go and take pee breaks on my show, I can put them on.
That's funny. That's funny. Okay, cool. So we talk about figures. We talk about figures in the Geek Men Thunder Nerd show with Dustin every Monday night.
I'll
So if you
definitely
get a
drop
chance,
by and jump in the
yeah,
chat.
please do. Please do. It's on YouTube, so you should be able to jump right in and see it.
Cool.
Or just check us out on Madness Entertainment Group, so you can catch
Yeah.
us on Big TV.
Well, that's where my show is on Saturday nights. I was running it out of my channel, and then Pops invited me over, so I've been doing it out of Madness. So,
Well, welcome to the family.
yeah, thank you.
Yeah. A happy family that only occasionally argues.
I'm glad I came over here because at least I have something to latch onto after the transgender conversation. So
Yeah. Yes, that was our goal, to get you canceled tonight. So then you can go on social media and cry about it and lose your numbers.
I'm gonna have to. Well, listen, I'm loaded now because I was smart. I got out in front of this thing and I invested heavily in Kleenex.
Very good. Well, if it was pre-COVID, toilet paper would have been the thing. Kleenex
Yeah,
too.
see, I didn't have that kind of foresight.
Yeah. Who did? Except for Flip City Magazine, because Volume 1, published in February of 2020, had that virus and mask cover.
Oh, I see it.
So that was a little tiny bit of foresight. But anyway, you guys got to plug and then talk about all kinds of backing and figures.
And he got
stuff
another
like
backer
that.
tonight.
Yeah.
I love it. I love that you got a
I love it
backer
too. It's
tonight.
another
Thank
New
you.
Yorker.
Thank you so much, Bruce, for backing the campaign and giving Christian the support that he deserves. I'd like to think that Vulcan Lives was laughing at one of my jokes, but probably you, Christian. Anyway, so Flip City Magazine, it is a comic satire magazine we've been publishing since 2020. We just closed out our volume 25 campaign with 26 coming up soon. We're constantly busy doing all kinds of cool stuff. Like this Saturday, we will be on the Flip City. Well, we'll be on the Madness Live draw stream. This is when the once a month that Flip City takes over to do the collaboration. The collaboration right now is classic cartoon characters in modern situations or problems. Zaff has done one, and it's very hilarious. I don't know if you're going to show up to the draw stream or not, Zaff. Oh, let me ambigonate that because it's very funny.
Not much more has gotten done. Actually, zero more has
Okay.
gotten done.
Yeah,
But
you're busy.
It looks like Pink Panther.
it is the Pink Panther trying to figure out what kind of cross-gendering bathroom this is and can he use it? Because he's really got to go.
Yes,
He's got to take a gaping Zarge.
He does.
a gaping Zarge. Okay, I bet you, Christian, at this point, because of all those not your father's root beers, might be having to take a gaping Zarge. But Christian, you're more than welcome to hang out with us backstage. Check Flip
Cool.
City is Madness live draw stream this Saturday at 1 p.m. Eastern, I believe. That is, I don't have a link right now, but just
What
go
day
to the
is that?
Madness comic. That's on Saturday.
This Saturday, everybody.
This Saturday, check that out.
Cartoons, watch the Saturday afternoon draw.
Yeah, and for people that have only seen like Levi Skeen in the chat, he'll often show up to those draw streams. Christian will be there probably at some point when he's done
Yes.
doing his life stuff and all kinds of other super talented, hilarious illustrators and artists. And I go and I just kind of glom. That's what Flip City does. We're glommers. Just kidding.
Yeah, there's a lot of cool artists there, a lot of cool creators, but mostly just go there to see me.
Yeah. Come to hang out with Christian, and then to a lesser extent me. And then also, of course, we do Creative Chaos every single week right here, same time, same channels, wherever you're checking in from. So check us out next week and see who our guest is going to be, because I don't have it up right in front of me and I forget everything if I don't have it written down. Thank you. What? Oh, Bruce, you got a final thought. Okay, final thought.
Cosmic, can you show that one last time, please? People, you need to go out there and you need to like, subscribe, share, ring that bell, and if you're on pills, spin that red pill or throw us some gold pills for love. Thank you, everybody. Cosmic, thank you, good sir.
Phenomenal. Thank you for remembering to do that. I'm terrible at it.
Take us out of here, Christy.
Thank you.
By the way, one final thought is I think those thumbs up actually worked because I saw that we rocketed another 20 viewers after the last time I asked people to like. So I guess those kinds of things work.
Nice.
So we're closing out at 72 live viewers. Thank you guys for hanging out with us tonight, either for the very end or throughout the whole show or in and out.
Thank you.
Okay.
I had a great time.
We're
well
closing
done.
out. Bye, guys.
Thank you, CZ. Appreciate you.
Same here.
This is where we wait.
Okay, class. List everything insensitive, exclusionary, bigoted, nationalistic, misogynistic, and offensive that you can find in history's great myths and legends. Extra points for suffering panic attacks or emotional outbursts. Fact check every opinion against the lived experience of your comrades and allies, so you can avoid forming a criminal opinion. Scrutinize it cover to cover. Wrongthink, misgendering,
dead naming, misinformation, microaggressions. Leave no page unturned.